We are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. I don't know that I've ever streamed on a Thursday, so let me do a split
First time
here.
for everything.
I am back with Pooch for round 2. Weather is still not improved much, but there is no lightning today, so hopefully we get some some time here without technical difficulties. I think you said you have a hard cutoff, right? 2 hours roughly is our.
I've only got two. I got 2 hours today, but we're gonna crank away today, right?
We're gonna kick some butt. We're definitely gonna kick some butt. So I on the part 2 stream last night, I got done with the last section of the frame, and then I did X-axis, and we're halfway through Z. So my goal is knock out the rest of Z and just see what I can get done, starting off on the Nextruder. So that's my goal. So we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see what all we can accomplish here. Who's all in chat? Let's see. Nuno's here. Cookie's here. RS is here. Bearded Bucket. Lisa's here. Going's here. PF. RS. How's everybody doing? 2 hours is plenty of time for problems to be blamed on Pooch. Your focus is the opposite of focus.
I'm like Sasquatch. I am blurry. I don't know what's going on with the autofocus on this thing. I'm gonna just we'll try to do it on manual. It doesn't feel like it's very. There we go.
Crisp out. You look good.
Okay. All right. Hair's good. All right, let's go, man.
Do it, man.
Let's crank. I gotta catch up to you because you're.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be. I've got. We'll see. You said that you weren't super quick, but I think you'll catch up, man.
It depends. I mean, it's really just because I spend all the time talking and doing other stuff. I'm gonna
keep asking you questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna keep asking you questions. So I'm saying, hey, Pooch, get you going.
Do it. That's what I'm here for. It's more fun to build together, man. I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
I did the 3.5 build yesterday.
Yep.
And did a stream of that, and I was like, oh yeah, it'll just take a couple hours or whatever. And then I'm telling all these stories and digressing and running into the other room. Before I know it, I've got like 5 hours. Yeah.
I knew nothing about that at all. Nuno, thank you. Hey, happy 12 months, Nuno. Let's see. Let's get sound effects here. Standard sounds. We'll do cheer. Let's cheer for you. Everybody like the smash button and show your support for the channel. Yes. Hey, Luke. What's up? How's it going? Snow / slushy rain all day. Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Erin a moment ago, and she's in Arizona, and I said, what's the weather like? It's 88. I'm like, dude, it's 43 and just pouring over here. She flipped.
It snowed here today. Like, I got snow. Legit. I posted some on my Twitter. It was wild. I was like, spring? No way. It's not spring yet. It's snowing.
It shows potentially snow tonight as well. So we'll see if it actually happens. But I think this is it. I think this is the final hoorah before spring is fully here. Okay.
Yeah.
Love board parts preparation. Do you know because the connection on this guy sure looks a lot like. No, I'm wrong. Let's say it looks like. Well, it could still be. It looks a lot like CAN bus, but I wonder if it's USB or what they're using for the.
It is not CAN. It is not CAN bus.
Okay.
I guess I can't say with 100% certainty, but I don't know. That is above my pay grade.
It's not. I'm
pretty sure it's not CAN bus though.
It's not. It's umbilical. I'm looking at the if it was CAN, then this wire harness would only be 4 wires for high-low 24 volts in ground.
I don't know. That's beyond me and my level of stuff. I believe this is. I mean, I don't know if it's proprietary. I'm imagining they're using some standards in terms of signaling and whatnot, but that's not my forte.
Well, it looks like I saw this black plug up top here, and it looks similar to what's usually it's a 4-pin, but it looks just like this usually for CAN. But I didn't realize the connector is this guy right here, so it looks like it's actually a umbilical cord, which is all the wire. Like if you count this, I'm sure it equates to all of the wires going to it. So I think it's an umbilical cord. I just wasn't positive here.
Should be like a 1-for-1 to what each of those, like, so 4 wires for each of the steppers and
heater, thermistor, 2 fans. Let's see, pizza toppings, Pooch. Pizza toppings. Do you?
Oh, like
have I
what are
asked
my
you?
favorite pizza toppings? Yeah,
Will you do
are we
pineapple
ready
on
to make
pizza,
enemies?
or are you?
Yeah, dude, I'll do
Okay, thank
pineapple.
God.
I don't know if I
Alright, man.
I don't know if I go if it's my favorite, but I like a Hawaiian pizza, which I
Okay.
know is very divisive for people.
Oh, it's dude. If you look at watch. If you look in, let me see in chat.
People
Here,
just stop talking to you. Yeah.
I've got these emojis for the members, and if you look when it pops up here, one of them is a pizza with a full pineapple on it. I love pineapple on pizza, man. Like again, I don't know if it's my favorite topping, but it's top 3. It's top 3 for me, easy.
Oh yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the pineapple here. Okay, so it says we're gonna drop our Z down to roughly halfway. So we're gonna be setting up, we're getting prepared for the Nextruder, so the Toolhead. So first we're gonna, looks like, install the Toolhead board, then the wires for it, and then we'll start assembling that. Hey, Nappin's here, how's it going? Why are you streaming so late? Us Swedes need our sleep. I'm sorry, buddy. I know. What time is it? What time is it?
Like the middle of the night or midnight.
It's
What is it? 8 hours ahead?
It's not
like
early.
1 a.m.
That's for sure.
No, it is not early.
Let's see, confirmed to snow here. Confirmed no snow here in Florida either. That sounds right. That's it. I'm not watching anymore. Sorry, C. Caldwell. If you don't like pineapple pizza, there's something wrong with you. Girari, I'm actually building my first Mark IV along with you. Nice, awesome. How are you ahead of me or are you behind me? It's 2 a.m. in Sweden right now.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah. Okay, it says move the X-axis, the assembly of the center, move the X carriage center, take the end of the extruder cable without the white label. Okay, so the one without the QR code is this side. From the back of the printer, guide the extruder to the front of the printer through the gap between the belt and the upper rod. Okay, so it looks like on this side, we're gonna shove the cable through, going on top of the belt. Like that.
Those guys, definitely gonna need those guys.
Why are you normally up at this time, Nappin? 2 o'clock, I'd be asleep, man. I'd be out. Divide the twisted wires and the straight wires from each other. Okay. So looks like these are twisted and then the straight wires. First, guide the straight cables through the channel in the X carriage. Okay, so this guy right here.
Hey, what'd you end up having for dinner last night, Bachelor?
I went out. Well, when the power died, I went out and got Panda.
See, that makes sense though. Power was out, but you still. Let's be honest, you weren't gonna be like cooking up a big.
No, I wasn't. So for dinner tonight, I was debating on either grabbing or making, but I'm just gonna do spaghetti, man. We've got like just a jar of spaghetti sauce and some pasta, and then I was going through the freezer doing sort of a head count of what we got, and I took out some salmon. So tomorrow I'll make myself some salmon and rice with some veggies. It just feels weird cooking. I don't know, man. Like I'm used to cooking for more than me, and so I guess
right.
If I was cooking for myself, I'd be doing a lot more, I think, meal prep type stuff, where it's like, I'm good for the next 2-3 days now.
Yeah. I go through modes where it's like, I'll do some of that. Like, a lot of times I'll just like throw together like a one pot, or like some pasta or like a salad with just like a whole bunch of stuff in it. Like, I call it a salad, but it's like, I'll throw chicken, I'll throw like olives and garbanzo beans and cheese and just all the goodies in there. Yeah,
I dig salads.
Do that a lot.
Aaron makes a lot of salads, but I like that there's so many, like, there's no rules, man. Like, there's
no rules.
You can go crazy with it. You're like, dude, this is still a salad. There's like, there's all sorts of like bacon and stuff in here. Like, it's more meat than veg. I'm like, dude, it's still a salad.
That's what I'm like. It feels a little disingenuous to call it a salad when it's like 1,000 calories,
Sure,
but it's delish. I love it.
Pasta Ferrari always works. What? I'm a little ahead. Section 5. Okay, cool. You're on the extruder. I'm in my bed by now, but I fell asleep after dinner and slept for 4 hours. Oh yeah, you're screwed, man. If you get that,
no.
Yeah, it's like the fine line between a quick power nap that lets you get through the day and still sleep, and like a full blown nap. Or that's even a
I
nap.
make
4 hours is not a nap.
make it
It's like-
solid point. Only 20 minutes. Only 20 minutes if I'm doing the power nap. Because if I fall into deep sleep, then I'm just like messed up for the rest of the day, you know?
Yep. No, I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
Board is getting plugged in. We got our connection, and then
Definitely gonna need that.
The wire here.
Do, 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 do,
Attach
do,
the
do.
buddy board to the back of the X carriage and secure it with an M3/6. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, I forgot my X rods.
Wait, what?
X rods.
Trip out. Okay, so this. I'm scared. No, that seems right. You just screw the board so the. Okay, screw goes through the back of the board. Let me turn this around. So there's a single mounting point on this guy. Pasta with ketchup, red, and fast. Oh man.
Ketchup.
That's what. Yeah. No, thank you, man. I love my pineapple pizza, but I still have. You know, there's some rules here.
We're not animals. We're not.
Yeah.
Animals.
No, I love. We do spaghetti. I mean, we like pasta, but I'm a big spaghetti, lasagna, yummy stuff.
Oh, lasagna. You make a lasagna?
I haven't made a whole lot of lasagna. My mom, I mean, growing up, my mom made a lot of lasagna. But I did try my hand at it because I was craving it. We haven't really had it much since I moved out. So I mean, we're talking 7 years or whatever. And so I was like, I'm gonna make some lasagna, and I found a recipe. I don't know who the, like, if it was not Marie Callender, but like Martha. I don't know who it was. So one of the big recipe websites, and I made a huge batch, and it was phenomenal, dude. Like, it was so freaking good. Yeah, Aaron was stoked. I froze some of it. My parents came out and I was like, "You guys gotta have this lasagna." I took it out of the defrosted it for us, and they were pretty pumped. So I enjoy cooking, man. Like when it's for other people and I'm not in a rush, like it can be fun. It can be frustrating too, though, dude. Like if you're trying something new and you're like all excited and then something goes wrong and the end result sucks, like that's a big downer.
Absolutely. And you feel like you've got like this captive audience that's like waiting, and you don't want to like blow it for everybody. You know?
Yeah, man. I usually, if it's me and Erin, I know like if it's bad, she'll just laugh and we'll figure out a backup plan. But if it's like guests coming over, I usually play it safe and I go with what I know.
Yeah, you're not gonna like experiment.
Dude. Yeah, dude. I've got a few dishes that I make that I'm pretty happy with, that when people come over, they're always impressed, and I'm like, yeah, you don't know I've made. This is my one trick. I'm a one-trick pony, you know. This is
one-trick pony. I love it. Love it. All right, we got that.
Wires. Okay.
16.
Let's see. Hey, what's up, Creative Bear? Hey, Deanna. Just poking over to say hi. I won't be active today at work. 1,600 bagels will keep me very busy tonight. Oh my gosh.
Bagels?
Yeah. Deanna makes homemade bagels, man. I freaking love bagels. I love bagels. I love me some bagels too.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
All right, so board is attached. I also hold the wires so it's fairly snug.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yep. Made sure that it's not blocking the motor where it's going to mount here, so I feel pretty good about that. The one thing I got to keep checking on is I keep sort of pushing the X carriage forward, and the back bearing that's got that Sharpie mark is spinning on me. So I know, I think we're going to seal it up pretty soon here. Okay, X carriage cable holder is next. That's going to be in here. Why is everyone making bagels this week? Deanna, I think, Deanna, you are doing that every single week, right? That's not... Because you've definitely mentioned that a handful of times.
Bakery? I mean, that many bagels.
I don't remember.
You got a bakery or something, obviously. It does work. So.
Let's see.
So now, are a lot of these people on your Discord?
Yeah, I would say so.
I see some familiar names. I see some familiar names.
It's crazy, man. I put off making a Discord for a really, really long time, and then I I finally made one, but I mean, we're talking 2 years ago, and I remember when we hit 100 people, I was like, that's crazy, and it's like 3,100 people now, man. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of people.
It's so funny because I feel like there's just everywhere I turn, there's like a new platform to be on, and I'm on Discord, but like not regularly the way, like I know some people are really big on their Discord.
Yeah.
But you got to go where the people are, and if that's what everybody's excited about. Because originally it was like what gaming platform stuff, right? But it's like now it's like what people kind of use is like something in between, like a wiki and
It sort of has replaced forums for me in a sense. When I was doing all the video game hacking stuff, it was all forums, man. There was like 3 forums I frequented, and I don't think Discord's better than forums. I actually think in some ways it's inferior. It doesn't index things nearly as well, which is a real big bummer for data management and being able to find things. They've done some things that have made it better, but yeah, I there's a lot of good, but I also miss some of the stuff from the forum days. Yeah,
that is interesting. That I've heard that before too. That it's like replaced forums to some extent.
Yeah, forums still definitely exist, but I just think that for a lot of people, it's so easy to spin up. It doesn't cost anything for sort of the basic stuff. So, okay, so this is going to be our cable management post. Deanna says bagels almost every single day. Bagels are my life.
Bagels is life.
I freaking love bagels, man. Life. We do bagels, and do you like lox or no? You're not a lox person.
Oh yeah. No,
okay, cool.
Lox. Sure.
Okay.
I'll do some lox. We can be friends, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We got pizza. We're online with pizza.
Yeah.
Now pizza, I'm not gonna like. It's just when pizza starts to get really weird, like when the Italians will put, which is funny because I'm Italian. Well, I'm as Italian as I'm American as all heck. I'm not really. My last name is of Italian heritage.
Yep.
But anyway, they'll put like egg. They'll just crack a raw egg onto a pizza and do all kinds of weird things, and but for the most part, and then like when people go a little bit crazy with the veggie supreme. I don't need all that because it starts to get too soggy. Like we put a bunch of peppers and veggies on there, and like I feel like it affects the way the crust cooks.
I like veggie pizza a lot. Like my parents are fairly healthy. That's probably an understatement. My parents are very healthy, and so I've had a lot of veggie pizza in my life. But I agree, it depends on. You can do veggie pizza without having like a salad on the pizza. Like it still has veggies, but you can still maintain that sort of crisp crust. Because I know what you're talking about, where you have it. The pizza's limp, basically, dude. Like the thing just sort of flops down, and like, man, this is not what I wanted. So yeah, I can understand. I know Nappin said that he has banana pizza. I don't know, man. That's
what?
Yeah, I don't know if he says it's a Swedish thing, but I'm like, my mom's never introduced banana pancakes. Or no, that's not true. I've had banana pancakes. Banana pizza.
Swedish pancakes. So the Swedes do pancakes well.
They do crepes.
I would say.
Yeah, they're fantastic, man. Yeah, I grew up with it. I love it.
They don't call them crepes though, don't they? Call them Swedish pancakes? I feel like I went to a place.
Swedish pancakes. Yeah, my mom. Yeah. I started calling them crepes later in life because that's what everyone else has called them when I've introduced them to what they are.
Right.
But yeah, we used to have them with like sprinkled sugar, strawberry jam. Ice cream in them, like I mean, they're freaking yummy, dude. I love them. I love me some Swedish pancakes.
Swedish pancakes.
Anchovies. I don't know that I've had a whole lot of anchovies. I don't think I'd mind. It's salty, right? It's like the primary.
Yeah. I mean, I'd do it if I had to. I'm not gonna be like, no way, but I'm not a big fish on pizza.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. We've got M310s. I appreciate, I mentioned it yesterday when I was building, but I appreciate that there's a variation of hardware for this build, but like, it's not a lot, man. Like I've built quite a few different printers. I know Foreign does a pretty good job too of trying to sort of limit the hardware count, but some of the builds I've done, man, it's like, wow, there's so many variations of hardware. Well, with this, it's pretty much all, not exactly, but pretty much all M3 socket head screws. Like, and only a handful of different ones on them, really. So.
Yeah, you're not having to change up like tool size very
Yep.
often. So that's good, but I don't know, man. One of my, and I'm not gonna, I mean, to each their own, right? There's merits to each thing, and sometimes like you just got to have a different size. But like, 20. What did we count? It was like 12 different length screws, or 14 if you're counting the other ones. I'm all big. I'm really big on bomb simplification, like wherever it can happen. And sometimes just tweaking like the thickness of a part, especially when they're 3D printed and you kind of have a little flexibility. And it makes the assembly a lot easier, right? Like if you just have like only a few different screws to choose from, less potential for like damaging something by putting like the wrong size screw in. So I don't know.
Do you think that it still could be simplified more?
I mean, I think it can always be simplified more.
Yeah.
I think they're on their fourth, iteration of this like framework, and they've got a system that works. And I think when you're the size of like Prusa and at a scale, like that, like I think that you don't have the same kind of design constraints.
Sure.
But like when I was designing stuff for like Repbox, like I went out of my way to make it so that it was like I'm using one screw to like do this whole thing. And originally like we cut the panels where it was like tab A goes into slot B, and like it was all super confusing, like which one went where. And I was like, no, I'm gonna use as much symmetrical stuff, so it doesn't matter if you have the panel flipped around, it'll still work.
Yep.
And it just made like the support life so much easier, right? It was less confusing, easier for people to build, faster for people to build. So I think there's merit, to simplifying as much as you can.
I'm sure as you started off too, with it being, you were the show, all that stuff matters even more so. Like having really good systems and processes in place and simplifying things, because the support burden adds up so quickly, and that eats up a ton of time. And so if you can eliminate, some of that early on, then that's a win.
Yeah. No, it really does. And honestly, and it's such a kick in the teeth too when you like, wake up in the morning and like you've got, 5 support requests and people are pissed because they like broke something even though it wasn't necessarily your fault. You still feel guilty. Same thing, like, like when the shipper would break something because like they were just too rough with it. You can only blame that so much on UPS or FedEx to the point where it's like, okay, we need to look at the packaging. So it's my point is it's just like it's hard not to blame yourself, and then I would like stress out about it, feel bad, it feels like it's going against my reputation. And so, but we're always hardest on ourselves.
Oh yeah, dude, that's without a doubt. It's nice to have, for me, my wife is always reminding me, like, hey, like, it's fine, it's okay, or you did all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I'm like, let me loathe in my self-pity for a little bit here, okay? Let me have this. But yeah, no, I agree.
I just want to feel sorry for myself. Yeah.
All right, so I'm trying to get this nylon piece into, I dropped something. I'm trying to get the nylon piece in here. It looks like the pocket's on the left side, so is there a trick to, because the ends look like they're perfectly flat.
It's got a little fold. Right, yep. So if you look in there, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, there's definitely a little hole in there that it just pins into.
Okay.
You got it. You're doing it right. You're in the right spot there. It's just, I think it's a little hard to see.
I got it.
Atta boy.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, I just had to go at it a little different angle. Yeah. You should build a rat rig uses a bunch of different screw sizes. I did. Well, the V Minion, but it's been a long time. I know that the electronics box had a bunch of screws. After the nylon filament holds in the X carriage, check that it inclines upwards as seen in the picture. Yep, mine looks like it's going up. Before
things are looking up.
Back of the X carriage, make sure that the upper bearing is in the pocket. Yep, with my mark. Okay, so now we're locking things in. That looks good. So the Sharpie mark is facing directly outward towards me, towards the back. Nylon filament's pointing upward. We've got this guy, just so you can see, it's going up and away. Place the X carriage back on the X carriage and arrange the main cable wires like shown. Okay. So the wires are gonna go through this little pocket, it looks like. So maybe like this. That looks about right, I think. Yeah, yep. Nice. Cool, okay. Secure the X carriage with 2 M318 screws. Okay, these are these guys. You got any big plans for the weekend? I guess it's not the weekend yet. It feels like a Friday to me, but do you got anything going on this weekend or pretty low key?
I got my kids this weekend, so
Okay.
they're gonna. I know the girls have got like a big birthday party. You know, we're getting into birthday party season, so they're gonna sleepover. But yeah, no, we'll probably just be chilling around, see what I think the weather's supposed to be kind of rubbish.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. You know what my son and I have been doing? Like everybody's gonna laugh at this, but like I've been wanting to like get into the game Portal, like the
the classic Valve, yeah,
forever, right? But, like for some reason, like that game dropped like in the time of my life where I was just like in between having consoles and gaming and doing PC gaming and stuff, and so I feel like I missed that like entirely. And I'm seeing like people with like all these Portal cosplays and the Portal guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, want to see what that's all about because everybody's like, oh, it's epic, right?
Yeah.
And what are the cubes called again? I forget.
Oh, the Portal companion cubes.
The companion cubes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so it's like, so we got there's a backport they made that's on like the Xbox Gold subscription or whatever of the original Portal and Portal 2, and so we've been working through that kind of together. I mean, he drives, but like we'll kind of like, oh, move that over there, like, you know, and it's fun. Been having a good
that's super fun. I've never played through it either. I own both the Portal 1 and Portal 2, and I know that when I was living with my buddy years ago, he told me the same thing. He's like, dude, you gotta play through it. And I was like, okay. So I started it, but I should probably revisit it. My Steam library is like full of spontaneous purchases that I'm like, oh, it's on the Steam sale.
That you never fired up?
Yeah, it's always the Steam sale. I don't know why this part is, let's see. Let me push the screw out. Did I grab the wrong screw? I believe it said M318. Let me measure this, make sure it's right. It's Friday. Yeah, I guess it's Friday for you. Black Box uses a ton of M3 and M4 hardware, including flathead, button head, socket. Well, yeah, a bunch of different stuff. I need to
Black Box.
It's a tool changer. It's a tool changer. It's been around for a long time actually, but it was re-released as the community edition. KB3D. You've got to be familiar with KB3D.
Right.
Yeah. Is the like main vendor / I believe doing a lot of the documentation. Chris over there. So yeah, Luke or Digital Dragon in chat has been building one of the new released versions of it. So I haven't been able to see a whole lot of it, but I'm really curious. I'm really curious. I mean, tool changers are fast. I mean, you've got at least one 5-tool, right? XL.
I've got the XL. Yeah, I've got the XL, and dude, it is it's incredible. I mean, I feel like I'm only scratching the surface, like, because I'm really fascinated with some of like the mixed materials. You know, doing doing some of the flex with the rigid, and like I just see so much like interesting development happening on that front in the coming years.
The material stuff is crazy, man. I'm very excited to see. I mean, I was just talking about it the other day, but like in 2014 when I got my first printer, the first material, the only material I could print with at the time was ABS. It was locked down. You couldn't even do PLA, and then they finally added PLA to it. But like the only 3 materials I remember were PLA, ABS, and TPU. And like PETG didn't come out for a couple of years. I mean, I'm sure it existed, you know, PET, but I don't remember it hitting like majorly for at least quite a few years after getting into 3D printing. Now there's all sorts of crazy variations and stuff I haven't heard of. Like it's nuts, man.
Yeah, PVB and like Lots of blends, a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
alloys,
blends. Yeah,
like,
getting sort of the best characteristics of one, but making it more printable, or whatever sort of
right.
combination of characteristics.
Yeah, the
What do you
material science stuff is really interesting.
what would you say material wise you're printing the most with? Is it PET G?
It's PET G for me, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah. Which I know a lot of people, like just have like they just really don't like it because it feels stringy. I mean, you get really spoiled by PLA, like how
Sure.
forgiving that is. I mean, you've been around long enough, like you probably remember before times when it's like, yeah, everybody was starting with ABS and it was miserable and it was warping and it was just like, so to start your print journey with, in PLA times, was already like just world of difference better.
Yep. I remember
And,
struggling with bed adhesion, man. It was either this part is welded to my glass, or it is not. It is not staying no matter what I do. Getting my Aquanet, dude, hitting the glass up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still have some Aquanet. That was like the hairspray of choice.
Yep.
Like something about the secret sauce in that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think I finally got rid of the last time we moved. I was like, I haven't used hairspray in years. Like, do we donate this? Like, I don't know what to do. It was just like a half can that's traveled with me in like 3 places. It's been multi-states.
Yeah. You're just traveling with Aquanet. That's funny. Too funny. I know you've already done the X-axis, but man, every time I put one of these together and I look at that little belt tensioner mechanism they came up with, I'm like, that is so freaking clever how they did that.
Is it the slotted? You mean the slotted?
Yeah, that little slotted where they have like the screw and then they're using the other screw on the back side to just kind of slightly push on the frame of the X-axis. You probably don't even remember. You did it yesterday and
no, I did.
without me.
It's no. You're talking about the screw right here. I didn't fully understand.
Here.
So that screw.
I'll show you one.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Let's get. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you. Oh, look at that. Boom, boom, close in. There we go. So yeah. So this little dude here. This is like a 25 mil.
Oh,
and then
dude!
you put a 10 mil on this
screw.
side.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So as you tighten this guy, it just kind of slides that. You only need a couple millimeters of travel to get that thing cinched in, but it's like really, I don't know, man. I just think that's such a clever little way to do it.
Yeah. So
there've been a number of different ways they've done it over the years, but that one's my favorite because it's nice and low profile and you can kind of get in there and adjust it easily on the machine. Anyway.
I remember doing it yesterday and I didn't fully take time to understand what was going on, but now that you're saying it, I get it. It allows you to, so it's pushing, like the screw that's in there that's not threaded in is the one that's being pushed by the bigger screw. So each time you turn it, yeah, and so it gives you really small pinpoint control of tensioning that X-axis. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure when we got to that point, I would have been like, okay, but yeah, now that I see it, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and have you seen the new belt tensioning like tuner? It's like a guitar tuner. Have you seen that?
Yep. Yeah. I have seen it. I remember when I saw the video when it launched. I haven't used it, I don't think, but I do remember.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know a lot of people are like, I don't think it's quite as accurate and stuff. And I've seen some pretty trick little things where it's like printed parts where it creates like a little lever arm, and so there's clever ways. What does Voron do for their belt tensioning? Stuff. I feel like Steve just had like a squeeze test or something.
No, it's just based off feel. No. There's now like this thing called clip tuned where you can run some sort of like, it uses the accelerometer to take some measurements, and I think based off that it can basically give you a visual representation of whether you should be tightening things, whether your two belts are in a similar range or you need to adjust them. But yeah, I don't think there's an exact hold on, let me see, I cut up.
I think that stuff's gonna matter more and more as we get into the speed game. When we get like more and more stuff, because like if you don't have those belts just right, you're gonna wear them out, or they're gonna stretch or.
I think even artifacts, you can get like if it needs to be a certain level of tightness for that way. So that way, when the motor commands a certain travel, if it's got some stretch or some flex to it, that can turn into, I think, chatter or vibration in the print. It's funny, someone said that the thumbnail makes it look like the printer uses 60/60 extrusions. Yeah, the original thumbnail for stream 1, Steve said we look like little people, or not Steve, someone.
I said that, yeah.
Yeah, Pooch said we look like little people, and so I made the printer smaller, but for this one, I was like, screw it, dude, I'm making it giant. So I'm glad somebody...
and then I was like, you know what, you go bigger. Like, I feel like every stream, you should just make the printer like a little bit bigger, so we look like we're getting smaller and smaller as the printer build goes, you know? It's a good way to do it.
Yep. All right, let's see. So I'm just sliding a little bit of sleeve over here. There we go. Nice. That looks like that worked pretty well. Okay. Hey Zachary, how's it going?
Good about that.
Any interesting design choices for the tool board?
Hey.
It looks honestly fairly standard to me. Like it's got, I mean, they're using, the connectors they use are definitely not standard. Do you know what these are called, these connector types?
Yeah, I think they're a type of Molex connector, but somebody told me once and I forgot, but I want to say they're like a new type of Molex.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat probably knows.
Yeah, so the
smarter person than I'll tell you that, will know.
Yeah. Other than that, it looks fairly standard to me. I don't see any sort of like ADXL or anything like that. I mean, there's some other components. I'm not really sure what it looks like. Yeah, I think all the ports are gonna
get some ham in your beard.
Ham?
No, I'm just kidding. You just get really close. You can like see what's in there.
Oh, that's funny.
Some ham. Were you having a ham sandwich for lunch?
No. What did I have for lunch? I haven't eaten a whole lot today, man. I inhaled a bowl of my son's goldfish before the stream, dude.
You had some goldfish?
Yeah, I was looking around and we've got all of Jack's food in the this little turntable thing on the counter, and he's gone. I was like, he's not gonna eat these goldfish, so.
Yeah. Oh man, that's too funny.
Yeah, it's fun that he's eating more.
The family is away.
Yeah, the dad plays.
Dad will play.
I noticed a plethora of cables hanging out. Is it just? Yeah, it's a breakout board. Yep. I wasn't sure initially. That's why I asked earlier in the stream if it was a CAN board, but it's a breakout board. I don't think the Mark III's Plus doesn't have a breakout board, right? It's all they all
no,
go
it doesn't.
from. Yep.
It doesn't.
So it's basically yeah.
It's another nice quality of life thing, because like when you're swapping, I mean, you know, hopefully you're not having to swap things out. But for example, when I swap out the nozzle on this, like, I just bought extra heat breaks, so I'll just unplug the thermistor and the heater core, drop that whole thing out, and then put a different one in there, just so I'm not messing with it while it's hot and all that stuff. And to me, I feel like it's worth a little, you know, the extra $10 for the heat block and another sock on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
so the key benefit of this then
nice.
is basically it's quick swapping. Yeah, it's quick. Yeah. It's a pain. I mean, I've 3D printed for a long time that I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of what usually fails. And on the hot end for me, if there's something that's failing, it could be a fan, but usually it's a thermistor. Thermistors are like the one thing where I'm like, dude, it's just like I get a break in the wire or whatever. So not having to undo the whole wire loom all the way back to the board is definitely a nice quality of life improvement. Also, Andrew Rogers, thank you for the $10. Criminy, you two are at it again. Yes. This was Pooch. I was planning on streaming today to finish the Z, and Pooch messaged me and said, "Hey man, what time are you going live?" I said, what are you trying to get in on this, dude?
I was trying to get in on that. Well, I wanted to catch up because I felt bad. I felt bad that I missed the second half yesterday.
Oh no, dude. That was, I mean, you didn't. Had things worked out. It was kind of funny though the way it worked out, because I had just said on the stream like, oh yeah, I think I'll go for a little bit longer, and you had just said like, yeah, I got nothing going on, and then the freaking power went out, man. I'm like, what gives?
Figures, right?
All right.
So they fixed that pretty quick then, huh? And what happened? Like you said it sounded like the lightning had hit your house or something.
Dude, it was terrifying, man. It was. I looked at the stream. Yeah, I looked at the stream to see if like you could hear or see my facial expression, because I was kind of scared. It just
gone. It just cut.
It sounded just like tearing, like, I mean, loud tearing and rumbling. And then all of a sudden lights flickered, lights went out, and then they came back on, and I was like, okay. And they went back off again. I was like, all right. And so I texted my neighbor right away, just seeing if he was also out of power. And he didn't know, he wasn't home. And then I checked on Idaho Power and saw 1,600 houses near me without power. And I was like, okay, well, it's not just me thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I basically just
hit a transformer or something. Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. I just kicked back, I went to Panda, and then came back home and was ready to rock and roll again. So it's the second outage I've had in the last 7 days, dude. Like,
really
crazy. Yeah. So hopefully it's just, coincidental. The other one I was not weather related. I don't think they ever said, but I believe my theory is it was construction related. They're doing a lot of construction. You have a feeling somebody hit something they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
All right, zip ties on. Power line breakers auto reset several times before they give. Oh, interesting. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it was interesting. I tried getting back online too. Pooch was texting me saying, "Hey man, like try to get on your phone, but like I didn't have internet. I didn't have, all my cameras are dummy batteried up. So I tried using like, I was like, okay, maybe if I use my laptop because it's got enough life on it and my phone. But then I was like, how will I talk to Pooch? And I really entertained it for maybe 10 minutes, dude. And I was like, it's not meant to be, man. It was like, I really appreciate the...
You need to show like proof of life because everyone like lost you and we're like, oh my gosh, what? Yeah.
Officially, I've been trying to get my brother to sell me his Mark II so I can upgrade it to a Mark IV. Can you do Mark II to Mark IV?
I don't think you can go 2 to 4.
I thought 2 ended at like 2S plus.
You can go 2 to 2.5. There might be a 2 to 3. I'd have to look back, man.
Yeah.
That's
a while
old.
ago. It's a while ago. Okay, I think it's probably
that would be pretty crazy if you could go all the way. Because I know they do pride themselves on like having some kind of upgradability path,
Yep.
But I don't think it transcends like multiple
generations.
Yeah, because I know the Mark II has like the old threaded rod style frame, and
that was before they switched to 3030s. Yeah.
There's a good amount of different stuff going on there, But there's people, they still update firmware for the Mark II. And, I mean, that is one of the advantages of the Prusa ecosystem is like, you get long-term support. There's people still rocking those Mark IIs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, threaded rods, dude. I mean, threaded rods were a lot better than a lot of other companies. When I started off, a lot of the kits were all acrylic framed. So I would definitely take threaded rods over acrylic frame any day of the week.
Dude, when I was in the UK last year, we got to go to the Science Museum where the original Darwin that Adrian Boyer built, that the like rep was based off of.
Oh, cool.
And see that and took a bunch of video. Steve was with me. And it was a trip. I mean, that thing was so, and no insult to Adrian,
sure.
I think that like it's so janky, like how like cobbled together, but like that's all there was, right? I mean, it was like plywood. Yeah, use what you got, and it was wild to see though, and like a whole world was birthed forth from it, huh?
It's crazy how things have gone from, like, there was no products made specifically for it, so it was all hacky. So now you've got dedicated companies making hardware specifically for it, so you don't have to, grab something never intended for the purpose you're using it for and try to make it work. So, yeah, it's
and not just that, but there wasn't even like, I mean, people were using, no joke, weed whacker line early on, nylon. Which is like one of the, if you've ever printed nylon, it's like one of the worst
it's awful.
things to, it's like you gotta say, it's gotta stay dry, it gets warpy and all that stuff. But like that's all there was early on because there was nothing, like really available for hobbyists.
Yep. Yeah,
So like,
the nylon carbon I don't mind at all, but nylon, like true nylon, it's tricky, man. Even like it's a lot easier now. Like there's if you have a good dryer and you have like a Garolite bed or use like the proper stuff, like you can get pretty good results, but it's still not an easy material to print with.
yeah, it's not for beginners, not for the faint of heart. And then there's all kinds of different kinds of nylon too. Nylon 6, nylon 12. Like so, it just depends on what you're doing. And a lot of the origins of that like came from like injection molding world. Like polymers we've had around for like a long time, but the early 3D printing stuff like was just kind of borrowed, you know, from what we knew from injection molding.
Yep.
And now, you know, now we've got like specialty blends of stuff that's, you know, way friendlier to print, and so.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm very thankful, man. Yeah. Like
you young whippersnappers, feel thankful.
Yeah.
We had to suffer early, so you didn't. Yeah.
Some of the complaints I see of like just stuff, I'm like, man, like I wish, like how nice it is to be able to complain about some of the things I see complained about. Like it's just like,
back in my day.
Yeah. I mean, man, I remember because when I was starting off, like I was on such a hardcore budget, and I was just trying to get like some of the cheapest filament I could get because it's really all I could afford at the time. And dude, the stuff was bad, man. Like, I mean, super out of spec. Like it just. Like now, you know, there's still quality differences in filament, sure, but like even the stuff that's cheap that still exists is not bad. Like it performs substantially better than what was considered passable, you know, a decade ago.
100%, man. The quality standards and like, you know, that's the same thing. It's like the science of actually like extruding filament and all that stuff. Like those manufacturers have all kind of learned what works best and what's going to get them the best product, and so yeah, it's come a long ways in a lot of fronts.
I think this question's for you more than me. It says, which Mark IV upgrade do you both feel? Do you both feel? So I don't know the answer because I don't know the full details and price. I've looked at them, but out of the Mark IV upgrades, which do you feel is the best value for the Mark III? Like for most people.
Okay, so this is like the #1 question out there, and so I just did a 3.5 stream last night. That is the least expensive option. I think that gets you like 80% of like all the good on the new stuff. If you're really like a quality buff and you want to make sure you're getting the best print quality, you know, whatsoever, like 3.9 is okay, but I gotta say I want to say, what is it, 200 or 250? I think that the 3.5 kit is. That gets you the 32-bit board, the Wi-Fi, input shaping, and it's by far the quickest and fastest upgrade. If you're not me trying to talk through on the stream, of course. Where it's like you're not wasting a whole bunch of parts. Like basically you're only really replacing the box. So you're doing the metal box with the board and the LCD, and then you're rerouting the wires. And then they do give you a new bed thermistor, even though like technically you probably could get away. Like I think they changed the thermistor and stuff, so they just said this. So that probably takes, you know, a lot of the time to take that bed off and then put the new thermal expansion joints and stuff down. That we haven't gotten any of that yet, but that's probably half the build right there, even though it's not super critical.
This doesn't use the new bed PCB that's on the XL, does it?
No. Okay. This actually uses the same PCB that's on the Mark III. It's the exact same one.
Yep.
Cool. What they did change is the mounting frame, and then the way that the PCB mounts to the frame is a little more trick. Okay. And we'll get to that. I believe after Nextruder. It's like one of the last things you do is the bed.
Yeah, I looked at. I think it's Nextruder followed by LCD and then bed. I did just a little kind of overview. Attach the cable. Okay, so we need this guy, these two, M310s. What? How many? Is it just the 3.5 and the 3.9? Is that the upgrade options, or is there a third option as well?
No, there's a 4.0 upgrade as well. So you have the 4.0.
Oh. Okay.
There's a 3.9 and then there's a 3.5. So the difference between 3.9 and 4.0 is the Z-axis.
Okay.
So you don't get you replace the X and the Y. No. Sorry. Flip that around. The full 4 kit, you get a new X motor and you get a new Y motor because those are the 0.9 steps for the VFA, so that you get the very.
So 3.9, you keep
yeah.
your steppers. So you don't swap out steppers, and
That's
the full
right.
4. Okay, that's what differentiates those two then. Okay.
Right, but you do get a new Z because you go to those 10 mil rods. On the side.
Yep.
So it's like a little more beefy on the Z axis with the 3.9 and the 3.5. You know,
Hey, Kenneth.
I couldn't tell you how big of a difference that makes. I mean, I don't know. We did a first print on the 3.5. I'm really eager now that I've got all 3 together. So I got a 3.5, I got a 3.9, and a 4. Like, I'd love to get like the same model, maybe a couple.
Do some
put them all up
prints
here.
comparisons.
Do some side by side. You know.
Yeah. That would be cool to see.
Because that's what everybody wants to know, and I'm curious myself too. You know, and like they've shown some demonstrations where it's like you get in close and you can see, but a lot of that stuff just depends on the geometry of what you're printing too,
Totally.
right? I mean, you've seen it every time you get into that input shaping stuff. Like it feels like it's tuned for some things and not others.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's certain prints where it's like, yeah, this print just performs generally well, or this model performs generally well in a lot of setups, and then other ones you're like, oh wow, that one shows a lot more ringing. So you can't just do one. You have to do a variation of like sharp corners, smooth corners, text, no text, heights. Like, yeah. Okay, so we're covering this guy up. My Mark III to Mark IV upgrade also came with new Z steppers. Yeah. Okay. So you got the full. Yeah, it's the full upgrade then. I'd love to see more multi-heating zone beds and small printers. I know that a few other companies have done them, not in the exact same way as the segmented like XL, but I know. I tested out one from BQ. I think it was the Huracan that had a switch on the back that was like sort of multi-zone, but I don't feel like I've seen any of them implemented well. I've never used the XL one, but the XL one, if it basically is able to just take the G code that you slice and know what it needs to heat, then that's a clean way of doing it. But I haven't seen anyone else implement it in any way other than like it's manual. Although I think Elegoo with their new Giga Max Storm, because it's 4 beds and 4 power supplies, like I think there's something with that, but I haven't tested it. I don't know the intelligence.
I know with the Orange Giga, they have to, because I think the power draw of the whole thing when it's going,
it's nuts, bro.
It's like 2 kilowatts or 3. I don't know, something like wild.
It takes up almost the whole 15 amp. I think I heard 13 point something. So if you have anything else on that circuit, you're done. Yeah, it's like a dedicated circuit. But I think it has to rotate like stagger?
The preheat. It has to stagger start them because it would just too much inrush current trying to heat that whole shebang at once.
Yeah, I've been looking into. I had them put a dedicated outlet in the garage because I ran into issues with my dust extractor when I was running a heater during winter time at their previous place, and then up here I put 2 outlets in the ceiling, and they put that on a dedicated circuit. But I'm running into issues where if I run a printer over here and a printer over there, especially on some of the larger ones, I've tripped the circuit a few times. So I've been watching videos the last like 4 days of people adding circuits and moving things around. I'm like, that feels like something I could do. I'm not sure if I'm going to.
Oh, you can totally do it. You can totally do it.
Okay,
I think I was an electrician in a former life because I really love wiring stuff. I don't know why. I've always loved that. And you know, there was a point where it was like, my buddy was an electrician, was like, walking me through like, oh, adding a breaker is really not a big deal. And I was like, I don't know, the dude with the lightning symbols on the front of this thing, it says I'm on a dive, open this box. He's like, yeah, no, they got to say that, but it's really not a big deal. Definitely like do your research, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't be standing in a puddle or doing it in the rain or whatever,
I think for myself that I would potentially, like, I would wire backwards. So like I'd start, I think I would, depending on how I'm doing it, like if I wanted to add I'd like to add a 20 amp on this wall, basically climb up into the attic, or first, you know, find where my studs are, make some marks, figure out like next to the stud where I'd want my box to be, poke a hole in the drywall vertically above that so I can climb in the attic, see where that is and know where I need to basically drill into the beam. And then, yeah, feed that down. I can't remember, what's the name of the wire called that comes with it? It's like I'd probably do, I think it's a 12-2.
12-2, so that's 12 gauge wire with 2 conductors and typically with ground, it would say, like 12-2 with ground. So you'd have your black, your white, and yeah, that's typical. So that's the yellow jacketed stuff, typically.
Yellow's 12, I think, and white's 14 gauge, right? Is what I read. And
typically,
yeah. So yeah, I've watched a lot where the part where I would definitely want to be careful is once I get to the main box. But I think for me, I know, like I've heard that a lot of times electricians just make sure they're like the breaker that they're working with is off. But I think for me, if I got to the box portion of it, when I did, I'd probably kill all power, man. Just while I'm Just because, like, maybe
doing it hot. You can, I mean, that's advanced stuff. You can do it. You're not supposed to. And you're talking about that's exactly what an electrician would do it too. You do the box stuff last. Okay. You know, you run everything back to it. Typically, unless there's some like crazy something else going on. But yeah, it's not bad, and you'll save a ton of money. So it's like, you know, I've put in tons of electrical. I've did, you know, my EV charging, you know, circuit in the garage.
Sweet. Yeah.
I
was going to ask you that. So I plan on. So someone said, Romex thing is what you said too. So I'm hoping to put in a mini split at some point in the garage, and as part of that, I need to put in a 220 like connector on the outside. It's not a very far run. I mean, we're talking half a garage's distance to where it needs to go. How much more complicated it is running 220? Is it just a different breaker and thicker wire? That's it?
Yeah, you're running 3 conductors typically instead of 2. So the way we do 220, it depends. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but depending on the type of, like, usually those mini splits need like the 3 conductor 220 so that they can break out a 110 for some of the electronics and stuff. Okay. But yeah, you would use like probably like a 10-3. It depends on the amperage of the mini split, but maybe something like an 8 or a 10-3. I would
overspec it just to be safe. Like.
Okay. I've done a couple mini splits. In the shop, it is as a matter of fact, I did a really rad mini split system where it's like there's 1 condenser in the back, and then I can run 3 air handler units. Right now I only run 2. But man, those things are so much more efficient than you know, the central air stuff that we deal with. I just wish they didn't look so bad. Actually, the one Steve's got in his garage, if you talk to him, the overhead, those are a cool way to do it because they don't look quite as janky as the like wall-mounted units, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind that much the look of it.
If it's in the garage too, you maybe don't care.
Yeah, it's in the garage, and it's going to be on. So the 2-car, it's a 3-car, and then the 2-car section is like shop slash other studio, and the 1-car is where Erin parks because she said I've got to have 1 stall for the car. I said great, we can do that. But the mini split's going to go on that side anyway, so it won't be visible for the sake of like cameras, and it's going to be above a storage rack where it really doesn't matter. But the unit I'm looking at is the Mr. Cool ones because they come pre-charged.
That's what I used for the shop, and they're great. They're great. Okay. Until you break one of the copper lines and then have to have a HVAC guy come out and recharge it.
I heard HVAC guys don't want to touch them. I heard HVAC guys like don't really like playing around.
Yeah, because they don't like being looped out of the whole thing. But you can find the ones that'll do it. I mean, like it's a silver solder repair. It's pretty standard stuff. Like they don't want to do the installs because they want to use usually like the brand that they get, you know, kickbacks for installing, but sure. If you've already got it and you know you need it to be worked on, they can recharge it and stuff.
Biggest complaint I've heard about the Mr. Cool is that the coil, because it comes pre-charged, you can't adjust the length, and like I'm only going such a short distance that I'm gonna have a huge coil that I'm gonna have to basically just wrap and tuck underneath the unit. But I saw online that you can buy covers, like kind of a black box thing that goes around it if you want to hide the unit, and again, it's on the back side of the garage. It's not exactly like it's front and center for the world to see. So I don't know, like for the price points I've heard, I mean, we're talking, you know, $5,000-6,000 for a professional to install it versus a $1,500 job to do myself. Like it's hard to justify. It's hard to justify that price point.
I've loved it, and I've got the whole like Wi-Fi set up where I can like, you know, control it remotely. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, the coil thing sucks. So you get the coils in like predetermined lengths.
Yep.
Again, if you know what you're doing, like you could cut the end and resolder it and couple it, but it's not a big deal just to like, just don't kink the thing. Just like
sure.
Nice long coil, and then if you've got a place behind the house, you do want to leave the insulation on it. You know, you don't want like, ideally you don't want it sitting out in the sun.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty easy process, honestly. It's a pretty clever stuff that they've got going with the pre-charged hoses and stuff. And then there's extensions. I think you can run it up to 75 feet, you know, because you can buy them in 25 or 50 foot lengths.
Increments, yeah.
Yep.
Someone's saying, let's see. This is the best time to brag that you are a Swede. Wait, what do you mean? What did I do? You can buy a vacuum pump and gauge set at Harbor Freight. Oh, really? You can? You mean you could charge your own lines? How complicated is that though? If you don't like
I've never done that, but I hear that. Yeah, I hear you can do it. I've seen there's tons of people on the internet showing the whole vacuum pump. That's because that's the main thing. Like if you want to put the Freon in there, what is it? Not Freon, or the refrigerant. You have to vac the lines first, but there's tons of people online that talk about how to do it.
Okay, yeah, I'll look into it a little bit more then. Also, Jeff is saying that he's getting ads every 5 minutes. That shouldn't be the case. I think that they usually run every 30 unless there's something weird going on.
Every 5 minutes? You're not getting a cut of that, are you? You holding out on me, man.
yeah, I gotta get that mini split, man.
Yeah.
Let me know in chat if
that's
to make that case. Money. Let me know if that's the case for you. It shouldn't be the case. I have it on the lowest setting, which I think is once every half an hour. Okay, so cables go through. Take the X motor cable and guide it over the extruder main cable. Okay. So that goes through like that. Oh, okay, so it crosses over like this. Neat. Okay, so over, not under. Okay, I can do that. And then...
How you doing over there? You're humming along, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. At least I think, again, it's one of those things where, like, you think you're doing good, but you're not sure if it's just in your head or if you're actually doing good.
I mean, you look like you're doing great.
Thank you.
So I got to ask you, you've done so many of these builds now, you know, for various printers and stuff at this point. Like, where do you feel like, you know, if somebody was getting into 3D printing and they you know, they're like, I don't know if I'm ready to do like a full-on Voron, or like, are they all getting like pretty well documented, pretty chill, or like there's some, because you probably get some where it was like not very...
It depends, man. It really depends, because like so like for kits, the main companies kits that I use in the Voron world is going to be LDO and it's going to be Cybor. Those are the two companies I've done multiple Vorons on each. And the kind of issue is that, so like, it's this way with any of them. LDO includes a bunch of extra goodies, which is really nice, but as part of that, it deviates from the official Voron build instructions. So you're referencing multiple guides, and so you have to remember to bounce back and forth and sort of check, like, oh crap, on page 50, I'm doing this thing differently. On page 60, this thing needs to be done differently. And I'm sure a big part of it also is that because I'm live streaming, I'm distracted and not paying quite as good of attention, but I've screwed up plenty of times, dude, because referencing multiple guides is just not ideal. Like having it all in one guide that you can start the page one and get to the final page and that's everything, versus kind of piggybacking back and forth. It adds a level of complication to it. So I've mentioned, I think as feedback in my videos, that I would love for any company, but I'm using LDO as an example, to basically take the official Voron guide, take their guide, and mesh them. Just make a PDF where you add those comments, those things to the pages versus having to bounce back and forth. And I feel like that would greatly improve the sort of builder experience, especially for someone that's you know, fresh to it. That's like hasn't really done a printer build before. I do think things have gotten a lot easier in general. Like wire harnesses are a huge savings, man. Like I mean, God, having to run and crimp your own wires is something. I did that on my first V0. Oh, it was brutal. Sure. I just, if you don't have experience in crimping, it's rough, man. I mean, Nero's got his crimping ain't easy shirt, and it's just true, dude. Like if you haven't done it, it's just not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, Nappin says 0 ads for me so far. 0 ads for me so far. I had a 2-minute unskippable ad earlier this week. They've been really aggressive. Interesting. I'm getting a lot of ads too. I replaced. Also, it keeps resetting to the start of the stream. That's weird. We already have 230 in the wall. We don't need to add it. We have 230. Oh, nice.
You grabbed the wrong rods.
Oh, you did?
That'll do it. I was like, why is my belt so much longer than it's supposed to be? It's because I grabbed the wrong rods.
That'll do
it.
it.
At least I caught it now before it was a big deal.
Secure the extruder cable. Secure the exit cable holder together with zip ties in the groove mount. Oh, okay. This guy right here. Yeah, Luke's saying that he's making a wiring harness right now. Is it for the black box? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I really don't love making my own wires. It can be like cable management in general. If you've got like, I don't know, like no rush and you're cruising at your own pace, it can be okay. But some of the wiring, man, just I get to a point where I'm just like, it's good, it's done, everything's functional, it's tucked away, and I'm calling it a day. Yeah. I mean, this build is probably, so far at least, I mean, I would say this is a fairly beginner-friendly printer build. I don't know really what I could compare to that I would say is...
Well, I was trying to think, like, do they, like, I'm not aware of any, like, commercially supported company that does, like, kit building. Like, I mean, by that I mean, you know, I know there's LDO kits for Voron and stuff like that, but, like, you're still depending on the community for the support. Like, they're not exactly... You know, it's not like you can't call Prusa support when you need help with this build. So I'm like, are there any companies now that are still doing builds that way? I don't think so.
Well, Rat Rig does it. They've got, I mean, they're a commercial company that's making full kits that they sell, but I don't know, like, it's definitely a lot smaller. I'm assuming it's a lot smaller of a company, and I don't think it's quite the same, but they'd probably be the only other one. They're the only other one I can think of where you can buy a kit, and it's from a company that would, if you have issues, you can reach out to them and they would send you parts or, you know, support as they could. But it's not, I don't think it's quite the same, man.
Yeah, that's a good example though.
Yeah, that would be the closest for me. Okay, I think I tightened these screws down too hard. Let's see. What about Second? Oh yeah, Second would be another one too. Very small company though. I mean,
there we go.
Yeah, the creator of Second is super nice, but definitely a really small company.
Second? I don't think I'm familiar with them.
SCKIT. I've built one of their printers, the Cube. So did Nero. I think last year, or the year before. Leo Jason needs a copy of Adobe Acrobat Pro for editing the Voron PDF manual. Yeah, it would be nice.
It would be nice. All right, I'm gonna go move some stuff here. I'm gonna make a tea.
Okay.
This is tea. It's tea time.
It's tea o'clock.
I'm calling it tea time, guys. Because I'm a civilized individual. You can't see, like, off camera, I'm like doing the old, like, Catherine Zeta-Jones, like, bending and ducking under wires and, like, flipping over stuff.
You don't have to go far since you said your setup is in the kitchen, man. Your tea's right there. That's strategy. You gotta figure out how to keep. Yeah, man. Right,
honestly, I like this little spot, but I've been looking at, like, got a decent spot in my living room too. But I just like that little corner there.
It's a nice nook.
Not there. It's a nice nook, and it's like I just like not having to shoot. Like, I don't want to shoot against a flat wall, you know. And I like that there's like a little daylight back there, and there's little, you know, screen. I don't know. I think it seems like one of the nicer places in my house. That's reasonable, and I got that little desks on wheels, and so I'm trying to I'm trying to ceiling mount. I was telling you before the stream, but for people listening that care about such things, I'm trying to ceiling mount everything just so that I can like kind of leave it be, you know, run all the wires and then just like ideally just like plug in and turn on the switch and be good to go. Because I feel like the big resistance to like doing a lot of my videos and streaming and stuff like
set
that.
Up, dude. Set up, man.
Just getting it all set up, and I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. You know,
It's
inertia.
very,
Inertia is strong.
Very relatable.
Lack of.
So.
Yeah.
Ceiling is an underutilized place, but you know that. I've seen your.
Love me some ceiling.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of ceiling.
I'll put printers on the ceiling, man. No joke. Don't knock it till you try it.
This is nice. The new metal blocks, since you don't have to use like nuts or anything like that, since it's got threads directly.
I know. I was talking about that last night. I was like, it's so nice to have stuff that's just already tapped and ready to roll, right? Not having to do a trap for everything. Not like putting a square nut in and having it strip or having to fling out. By the way, what happened with that? Did you end up printing that other part?
Yeah, yep. I printed it out in ABS and it's working fine. I did the 100.5 scaling and it worked well.
Yeah.
I tried getting it to like reuse that part, man. Like I tried shoving a flathead in using needle nose. Like it just that cross thread on that square nut, it was not coming out. It was done.
You know, sometimes like that's just the practicality over the years. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like I'm building stuff, like I'll drop a screw on the ground and I'm like, it lives there now, and I just grab another one. You know,
that's amazing.
Like,
yeah, no, I can.
Like I'm not gonna spend my time. I'll clean up at the end, right? Like bending over is a young man's game.
No, it's not wrong. Let's see, napping's taking off. I'm gonna try to go to sleep. Yes, it's probably like 2:30, 2:40. Have a great night to sleep. Thank you for stopping in. Don't do any Hadouken swings. Yeah, napping is gonna nap. Let's see. I'll do a Hadouken to send him off. There we go. LSC's in the house. How's it going? Where else would you put the positron but on the ceiling? That would make it right.
Dude, who said that? Because that's like the first thing I'm seriously doing with mine.
That was.
I mean, you knew that. You had to know that.
Ceiling resin printers equals bad idea. Oh yeah, that sounds like an awful idea. Let it rain.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Are you doing any resin printing at all, or not really?
Not really. I have a Saturn and I've got the SL1S. Like, I'll do stuff. So when I'm doing like prototypes for injection molded stuff, like resin is a good way to get an approximation of like fitment and stuff. So, you know, for specialty case stuff. But
not on the regular.
I don't like the. I mean, what about you? Like,
I haven't. I'm gonna be doing a video. I just looked and I haven't covered a resin printer in like a year plus at this point, and I just got one in that I'm gonna be covering just to sort of see like, hey, what's happened to desktop resin printing in the year and a half I've been gone? How has it improved? How is it the same? So, I do think there's. What's that?
It's so fast now.
Yeah, I do think there's a major. Depending on what you're doing, like I know, you know, tabletop stuff, high detailed things, like you said, injection molding, close. I think it's a really cool tech for if you're, excuse me, I'm having a gummy bear. I've earned it. I think that if you are, I'm really wanting to play around with making some silicone molds and doing some casting of things. And I think for something like that, like making a master, that resin can be really good. I've heard that some of the silicones don't play nicely with resin, but you can coat them in something, or there's other types of. I think that Soriatech actually makes a. I want to say they make a casting silicone. So yeah, I want to play around with that a little bit, dude. I wanted to take the. I mean, sure, for some functional applications too, but I wanted to take the Modbot robot and make a silicone mold out of them that's resin printed, and see if I can cast them in some crazy materials and colors and stuff like that.
That's cool. That sounds like a fun project.
Yeah, one of many, but
don't tell me. I get that.
I think some people, was it you that said it? I mean, a lot of people say, but like, I feel like part of my hobby is to collect hobbies or to collect. You know, like that's just what I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I have you know, so many, I call them.
No, yeah, you'll. It's one of those things too that really bugs me is that I've hold on to stuff for a long time, and I finally get rid of it after years. And the second I do, dude, I need it or I want it, and it's just like, why is life like that, man? And so you got to hold on to it forever, dude, because eventually you'll want to jam or pick it up. Sure. That's fair. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That sounds like plenty, man. That sounds like plenty to me. Yeah. Pooch needs to reconnect or he hit his hard limit. Oh, no. Pooch is the reason why there's nothing on his. Oh wait, Pooch. Nope. I changed scenes. Pooch is here. My bad. There he is. I think, right? Yeah, Pooch is back now.
What happened?
No, I changed scenes to the one that doesn't have the guest cam, so you were like gone.
No worries. Yeah, nobody
scenes.
wants to look at me anyway. I don't care. I'm just like the voice in the background, just heckling you as you go.
Oh, they said no more. So when I clicked on it, it got rid of your audio. So it's like I was talking to myself. Oh my god, that's funny. Pooch is back. Sorry about that. It says, "LOL, is Pooch in the room with us right now?" Yes, yes, he is. Yeah, my bad.
That's funny. It looks like you're talking to yourself the whole time.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Steve, I think, when we were doing it's just, I've got like, it's just, you're button mashing on your little scene selection. It's so easy to hit the one that's not the right one,
Are you going straight to OBS or are you using like a Stream Deck?
Yeah, Stream Deck to OBS.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the stream. I'm sure I'm not taking full advantage of it in the ways that I should be, but I still, for the little bit of stuff that I do with it, I really like it.
The voodoo, you do.
So I'm working on the Nextruder.
Nope, go ahead. You're working on the Nextruder.
Yeah. Is that okay? Are you?
Oh my gosh. That could have gone a lot worse.
Was it a printer part?
Yeah, no, dude, you gotta. I was replacing the rods and then I like fired the end piece off and it just shot a whole bunch of screws all over. But they live there now, like I said. Sorry for the noise.
At least your kitchen is hopefully not carpet, so it's not going to be difficult to recover the parts later. Because carpet, man.
The first thing I did when I moved into this place, man, is I tore out all the carpet.
Oh, sure. Yep.
I did LVL, the nice vinyl flooring, and man, I love it.
We did that throughout, except the bedroom, man. Bedroom and just bedrooms. Bedrooms are carpet, which for me up here, because I'm on my feet so much barefoot, I like, or not in socks, I like having the carpet pad. But other than that, yeah, it's a pain, dude. I mean, we got dogs and now, kid. It's just the carpet gets so messy, dude.
Yeah, it can get pretty gross. I feel like anywhere I want to have a carpet that I can I'll do a throw rug or something, like so in the bedroom I got some rug like under the bed and that's nice, so it's not too bad, but it's not too cold. I think it's it's to each their own.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they really don't design this to take the rods out, do they? And they're all lubed up to make matters worse.
That's the one you put in the wrong ones?
I should know better. And I don't want to just grab it with pliers or something because I don't want to mar the actual.
The smooth rod itself.
See.
I don't
clean
see
off
a
some of it.
2.6. It says there's supposed to be a 2.5 millimeter by 6, 2.5 by 6. I don't know where that would live.
A 2.5 by 6 what?
It's a screw.
Let me see what part of the share screen. Like what part of the build guide are you looking at here, so you can see what screw you're looking for? Oh, you need the those little boys, huh?
Yeah.
They're not in the Nextruder bag.
Let's see,
Look at my
tabular
bag.
spacer, spring, magnet. No, they don't look like it. Thumb screw is the only screw that's in here.
You know what? They might be in the box with the heat sink. Yeah, they're definitely not in the Nextruder bag, are they?
No, I
Are
don't
they
see them.
in the hardware bag?
Fasteners, 2.5 by 6. They are. They're in the fasteners 2 of 2 bag.
Huh. Okay. I guess they decided to bin them with the fasteners for some reason.
Okay. I was worried for a second, just because I'm like, these are small screws. These are not standard. I mean, they're not standard, but 2.5 millimeters is definitely a small size. Place the Hall effect filament sensor into the similarly shaped pocket. Fix it with a 2.5. Tighten it carefully. You can crack the electronic. Okay, don't. So minimal ugga duggas. No, maybe not even a full ugga dugga.
That's right. Like a half ugga.
Yep. Use a nitrile glove. Use a nitrile glove.
strap
Hey,
wrench?
there's the zombie. LVP area rugs and LVPs where it's at. Yeah, I guess we don't have. Aaron's been wanting to get a rug for under the couch area, but we haven't yet.
Sorry,
What would you do to get the grip you needed?
I just I channeled my Pooch energy and I just brute forced it, maybe.
Perfect.
Brute force. Yeah, I think I don't see any other way around it, because otherwise you're potentially marring the rod, and that's no good.
That is no good. Yay, more Pooch time. 2 weeks from now, I'll be in Colorado. Yay! Liz is here.
Oh, sweet. Liz, you're going to Colorado. That's fantastic. So glad to see you again. Does that mean our buddy Kevin's gonna be there too? Your K2 Kevin. Everybody's favorite K2 Kevin. Let's see. I got
Oh snap! These are star bit. The
hex drive or Torx. Yep.
yeah. So I took so that must have been one of the Allen keys that it came with, that I threw into a box,
Yes,
thinking I wouldn't
yes.
need them. Perfect. I grabbed them all yesterday after the stream. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
if you
need
don't
these.
have
I
a-
have tools. I don't know if I have those. So I'm sure you somewhere, but let me try to find them.
Honestly, it's interesting. I feel like a lot of designs are moving to Torx these days.
What's the
I
benefit?
don't know.
Just better grip, more
You get
grip?
better
more-
purchase on the better purchase on the thing, like less likely to strip it or strip
Gotcha.
your hex key. Yeah. I know
Nice.
yeah, I know. I think, what was the other build that had a bunch of Torx on it? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think as the fasteners become more readily available, too. Part of me wonders if there was a patent on that style or something that went out, or if it just happens to be more people are aware of it now. I feel
You're
like
saying
I'm
because
seeing
they
Torx.
weren't used as much before, now they're being used more?
Yeah, I don't feel like that Torx were used as commonly before, but maybe that's just my false hypothesis. I don't know.
The only time I really remember Torx were when I was doing video game console stuff. If I remember correctly, I think all of the screws on the Xbox 360, and I took apart a ton of them, they were all Torx. They might have even been Torx with security bit, with the dot in the center or whatever. That you got.
Yeah. I feel like originally a lot of companies did that for exactly that reason, that make it harder for people to try to bust into it, right?
Yep.
But since iFixit and a lot of these tool sets have come on the scenes, that have all the different security bits and Torx drive and stuff, and it's really not that secure. It's not that proprietary.
It's very much so not.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a tiny cute. I was looking at the springs in my hand, and then looking at the one on the screen. I'm like, that doesn't look like this guy. It's just a cute little, tiny little. So this is for the Hall effect sensor.
Yeah, don't lose that. Don't lose that.
Guy. Yeah, you can hardly see it, man. I mean, it's so small compared to
just a little guy.
All right, so we're doing.
You're doing the sensor, the filament sensor bit, the Hall effect there.
Yep.
Nice.
So it looks like spring goes in first, followed by magnet.
Focus.
Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. It is not in focus. There we go. Hey, Tom. I'm heading to Rocky Mountain for the first time, driving from Michigan. Nice. I will be there too. I will be at the Lightburn booth, but I think they're sending like 3 of us, so I'll be roaming too. Believe me, like you'll see me roaming. I got to see all the cool things and say hi to all the people that I either haven't seen ever, other than online, or haven't seen in a long time. Because I haven't been to. Last 3D printing event I went to was MRF 2022, so it's been a bit.
Really?
It's been a bit, man.
Yeah. Well, life has happened for you, my friend.
Yeah. The having a baby changed. I was planning on going to some stuff last year, and then because we had moved from California to Idaho, and didn't have any like family here, I didn't feel right leaving Aaron with a baby. I was also like, man, the first year he's been growing so quick. I really like didn't want to miss anything. So
they change fast. Change fast at that age.
Let's see. Insert the Prusa ball holder assembly into the heatsink. Make sure the steel ball is closer to the side. Okay. Correct orientation. Push the assembly into the heatsink and make sure the ball assembly is flush. So, okay. So this is going in on the opposite side of this. It looks like.
See you roaming.
You riding dirty?
Well, you said you were gonna be roaming. I was like, for some reason, I like evoked a song. They see me roaming. Yeah. They see me riding dirty. They see me roaming dirty.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm glad you're gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna be a good turnout for Remurf.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
All the Rocky Mountain, all the rap festivals, man.
Yeah, I had major FOMO last year, because I saw.
You gotta get out to the UK, get to the Sanjay Memorial, go get the Smurf.
I would love to, but I don't think that my wife would let me without taking her.
Unless
she's been wanting to go to Europe. Yeah, she's been wanting to go to Europe forever, dude.
Expensive family vacation. Yeah.
If we're gonna do it, we should do it soon while he can fly on the lap. Even though I don't know, for a trip to Europe, dude, like I think we got to get little guy a seat because I don't know if I want him on my lap.
That's a long ride for a lap kid, dude. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my parents did it because my mom's from Sweden, so we used to go every 4 years as a kid, and I'm sure they did it when I was first born, but I don't know if I've got the same level.
Just threw you in an overhead compartment, I bet. Just like tuck you under a seat or something, you know?
Yeah, probably.
Back when it was like legit, you could do stuff like that back then, you know?
Can't get away with that anymore.
No. I got a story about that. My dad. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Luke said, I remember talking to you at MRF 2022. Yeah, that was when I met Luke. I met a handful of people there. G-Funny, I met Fabrico and the Fabrico crew, KB3D. That was fun. I was glad I got to. It was really weird for me just because, like, you know, it was the first time I had gone to so many events with Matter Hackers, and then it was the first time I'd been out in years because of the COVID. So it was like, people, oh my gosh, like we can, like, hello, how are you? Like it was strange being let out of the cave again, you know. Okay, what's your story? Let me hear your story. Your flight. Wait, hold
on a second. Go back to that shot. So it wasn't a flight. It was like when I was growing up, my dad had this old Buick that like he got from his dad. Right, it was like a '69 Buick Special, like a boat of a car. Right. So I know we got some older people in the chat that might know what that thing is. Like, this is a big ass car, and it was like a big deal. I think that at the time, like they had just like put seat belts in the back, but it was like lap seat belts, and they were similar to the airplane style seat belts. But even better than that was there was like a rear dash. Like a lot of those old cars like would have the glass running back, where there'd be like kind of a deck on the back like seat, And as kids, like my dad would always like if we did a road trip or something in that car, you know, we were allowed to like kind of lay up there and kind of like sunbathe on under it or whatever, and we thought that was fun and whatever. And I'm dating myself, but like that stuff does not fly at all. Like not just being out of a seatbelt, but not having a seatbelt that has like a harness or probably should have been in like boosters or something at that point even still.
Yeah.
And you know, and my parents would be like, "Man, we didn't even have seatbelts in our car." Like growing up, like only the driver had a seatbelt or something like that, which makes no sense to me. But
Crazy.
whatever.
Yeah. Andrew says Murph was fun last year, but there was lots of missing faces. Looking forward to Murph this year. Yeah, I met you in person, Andrew, right? At 2022 as well. I remember you had a table. You were showing off, I think, if I remember correctly, some of your dice boxes that you had made. What
Z-axis fag. Z-axis. There we go.
Bearing.
Rolling. The 3-point seatbelt, as we know today, was invented by Volvo. That doesn't and Volvo, as we all know, is a what company?
German. No, Swedish.
German? They're Swedish.
They're Swedish. Yeah. Sorry. Took me a second. I'm glad Nappin went to sleep. He would have probably scolded me.
He would have freaked out. He probably woke up like he's like there's a disturbance in the Swedish force.
Yep. He'll check in a second. He'll check in a second. You'll see. Yeah, that's right.
I hope I got that right. I'm pretty sure it's a Swedish car. A Swedish.
No, I think.
Oh yeah. RS makes that lying on the rear deck is Dad's Studebaker.
Swedish, but owned by
Swedish, but owned by a Chinese company now. Yeah. We don't talk about that part. Andrew Rogers.
All right, bearings. Pins are going through the bearings like this. Oh, those are slippery. Okay. Bearing. Pin. You keep track of the time, Pooch, since you got a hard cutoff. But it's...
Yep. Oh yeah. No, you're not gonna tell me.
What's that? No, yeah. I'm just gonna be like.
I'm responsible for my own time. Oh man.
Like,
all right.
Dude,
fine.
it's Friday. It's Friday morning. You didn't tell him. Sorry, buddy. All right.
You're a dad now. You're supposed to be the responsible one.
Is that how it works?
When it's time to get up and go to school. Yeah.
All right. It looks like these guys pop into the printed parts. Like, oh, do I press? Am I pressing? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, maybe. There we go. Pops in place. Oldsmobile Cutlass Calais for the older station wagons were rear-facing jump seat. My 16-inch Chevelle wagon had a driver's seat belt. Only passenger belts were extra. That's nuts. Crazy to me.
Yeah, a lot of the station wagons that had the jump seats. Those are fun. Stuck.
How often are you going down to Repcord headquarters lately?
Oh, I go down there almost daily.
Oh, really? How far is it from you,
It
roughly?
just depends. It's like 15 minutes. It's not far.
Okay, not bad at all. Yeah.
Just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I've been doing some home office stuff lately. I'll go down there. I'll ship some orders. Do kind of part of the day down there, maybe. Just depends. I mean, it is nice having the flexibility like that sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm trying to do a studio in both spaces because I don't know, that's part of the challenge. Like you have a shop and then it's like I have a second set of tools and everything down there. It's definitely not the like least expensive way to go about things. But I find like if you're moving tools and stuff between and then stuff gets forgotten and lost and it was just driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's just like worth it for the sanity to just have a second set of something. Same thing with like, you know, I've got some cameras and stuff down there. I'm really looking at this streaming stuff and like I'm really a fan of these pan-tilt zoom cameras.
Oh yeah. If
I can get a couple more of those for the shop. Well, and then like this main one's got NDI, so you can do like network, like direct network connections and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to be able to like tap in. Like I can leave one going at the print farm. So if I want to like, oh, check in on the print farm and like just
spin it around. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, I've been watching the last day or two here, just people, just all videos and people, you know, going through crawl spaces running wire, going through their ceiling running wire, just building up. That's what I do. I mean, I feel like that's what I do. I get this idea in my head. I consume as much as I can, to just enough to be dangerous, but not really. I mean, you know, like, I don't know if that's the right term. I'm not really dangerous, but just enough where I feel, you know, confident, like I can do this. So that's where I'm at right now, is just sort of, I love, I mean, man, it's nice, like, YouTube as a whole, I haven't consumed nearly as much as I've been making videos, but it's so nice getting back to, you know, whether it's in 3D printing or not, in this case, just learning things, man. There's so much information, and I get, like, there's not all information is good, because anyone can make a video, and heck, even, you know, I tell people in my videos to use it as a data point and gather lots of data points and figure out whether it makes sense for you. But it's just so powerful, the access to the information that, you know, any subject matter that you really want to learn about. I mean, there's, you can do it, you know, so.
Isn't that wild? We love to like rag on like, you know, how terrible it is. There's like misinformation and all this stuff, but like really it's nice to hear people reflect on like, no, I mean, we just have the world at our fingertips, and
it's crazy, man.
I think the thing that scares me is it's like, if it all goes away, it's like,
what do we do? What do we do?
Who's holding on to their Thomas guide? Like, can you imagine, like, can you navigate without your GPS anymore? Like,
no way,
back
dude.
in the day,
no, it was I remember my mom saying, hey, we're gonna go to, you know, meet grandma, can you go online and print out the map quest? And I'd say, okay, mom. And so,
MapQuest,
dude, if you missed your turn, you're screwed, because there's no rerouting, man. Like, you know, like, there was plenty of times where I'm like, did you see that street? I'm like, no, I think we've been driving too far. And it tells you on the right side, basically, you know, it tells you right or left, it tells you the street, it tells you the miles. But if you're not keeping a really good eye on it, it's easy to miss it. So.
MapQuest, dude, that is a name I have not heard in a long time. No, but even before that, dude, the Thomas guides and like the old gas station maps, where it's like you had to look up on the grid. So you'd look up the name of the street you were trying to go to, and it'd be like a grid, and then you had to like map your own route. You're like, okay, these roads connect, and I mean, that wasn't that long ago, I guess. Or maybe it was.
I remember my parents, dude. Every time we'd go camping up north, my parents would run by AAA and they would get their map, dude, and they would. I have so many memories of us trying to go somewhere, my dad driving, my mom on the maps, and just frustrated banter back and forth, dude. so many memories, dude. Of just like,
it's true.
You know,
we've had to find new things like for couples to argue about.
Yeah,
right? It's like now it's like the GPS is like handling that.
Yep. Tom says I still have my old paper map somewhere because I still have a Grand. Yes, because I still have a Grand McNally.
Grand McNally, those were the maps. Rand McNally, I think.
I've never heard of that.
R-A-N-D. Yeah, it was a company that made maps. What, dude? That's so funny. Why are we like getting into all the retro stuff right now? We're just like talking. Old cars, old maps.
Oh, because you did it, man. I was talking about how accessible technology was, and you were like, you flipped the switch on me, and we're like, what if we return to, you know, like the hieroglyphics, man? Like,
I think about that. I mean, I don't think that's really. I don't know. You know, it's a.
Who knows?
We want to believe that that's not really a threat, but it's like, man, if we lose internet, you know, if we lose power, you know, what if like there's a massive, you know, thing that just knocks out the power grid, or, you know, all this stuff, like, I mean, people are screwed. Like, we're so dependent.
In another life,
and it feels like a quick shift.
Part of me wants to. Right? Well, yeah, in another life, part of me, and I've even talked to Aaron about this, like, we just got settled in this house, but like, at some point I would love to get just like a little plot of land where when I'm older, I can just like farm, dude, and like I just have like a pretty simplistic, holistic life, man, where like I disconnect and I don't know. I don't know that I can actually. I don't think I could do it. I think I'd go insane. But in a different dimension, it sounds like it would be something I could enjoy. Just farming and living off the land and being self-sufficient and I love the idea of it. I love the concept of it.
You're not alone, my friend, and like honestly, that was the basis of like why I moved up here to Auburn in the foothills of the Sierra Nevadas. We're on the way to Lake Tahoe here in California. We did that. Got 5 acres, so I left the Bay Area, was doing tech, and I think it's a dream of life. It's a classic grass is always greener thing, right? You know, it's like all you've ever known is like living in the suburbs and all this stuff. Like, oh, I just want to get a little spread of land. We had 60 chickens, we had a bunch of goats, we had some ducks, we had like all the things. I was like, I had a tractor. How long ago was this? This was 7 years ago.
Okay, so before I met you then.
So that's, let's see, yeah, before you met me, and then like I moved. That's when I moved into this place like 6 years ago. So we moved to Auburn in 2014. So almost 10 years ago that I got the spread, and then like spent 2 years basically rebuilding the house, redoing the land, like fencing everything. And it was rad for a while. And then you realize like, oh my God, this is a ton of work. I was spending like every weekend in the spring mowing something or weed whacking something or spraying something.
Gotcha. And so it wasn't a lot of enjoying, like kicking back and enjoying it. It was a lot of maintaining, and yeah.
I mean, I think it could be. You gotta find that balance. But it was cool. I mean, like we had just a rad solar array. Like we had a well, we had a septic. I mean, we were pretty, like, we'd have been okay. Like it would have been okay for a while if things had fell off. Like we could survive. But I don't know, like food supply. Like so, yeah, we had some garden, we had some animals. But yeah, what happens once you eat all your vegetables and you eat all your animals or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. I had no idea that you.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt and decided So now I'm like on a little 1/8 acre, like kind of in a community area. Like I live around a lake and it's way more chill and it's a lot less maintenance.
Yeah. I am.
This is the first house you've ever owned, though, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. It's been the plan for so long, and I originally, it just never, it didn't materialize. And then I knew, like, for probably the last 10 years, I knew that at some point I'd probably like to get out of California. I have nothing against really California,
it's expensive.
Yeah, and I also, like, I don't really love being around a lot of people, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I like good people. Same. I like my friends, but other than that, like as long as I've got my projects, like I'm pretty content, man. Like, so
people are the worst.
Yeah. So, we just held off, and then one thing or another didn't work out. Whether it was, when I was at Matter Hackers, I wanted to leave, and they kept telling me no, I had to stay local. And once that finally, once we went our separate ways, and I got picked up.
Yeah. I thought you were just saying like they're like, no, you can't leave.
Oh no! Yeah, they said I had to, even though I hadn't worked in the office for quite a long time because of COVID. They're like, no, like we're gonna want you to come back in, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, once that didn't work out and our lease was up, I was like, let's do it. And we Idaho was not where we were gonna go. We had looked at a lot of other states, but Erin developed a really severe sensitivity to temperature, where she got oh God, what's it called? Basically she faints, like she full-blown collapses. Oh, wow. And that was terrifying. It happened a few times in California where she like faced to asphalt in the middle of the street. Like, I mean, it was nuts, dude.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was like real serious. And so that ruled off. Like, we were looking at Arizona at one point, we were looking at Texas at one point.
So that was it's like temperature. It's temperature related.
It can be different things can trigger it. Like stress can trigger it as well. But it seems like her primary trigger is heat. It seems like she overheats real easily. So yeah, that ruled off a lot of things. And then Idaho just kind of came up, and I'd never considered it. I started doing heavy amounts of research and was like, cool, the weather seems awesome. There's less people. There's a lot of outdoor stuff. Cost of living is high compared to what it was, but that's the world we live in. Inflation and all that stuff everywhere is, compared to what it once was. But so yeah, we took the plunge, and probably
I hear good things. I've never actually been to Idaho. I mean, I've driven through. But yeah.
No, we love it. The weather is great. The people have been nice. There's tons outdoor. If you like outdoor stuff, I mean, we got a kayak when we moved up here. There's tons of kayaking, tons of fishing. You got snowboarding and skiing right up the way here. Like, it's rad, dude. We definitely like it. viewer, this is how communes start. I'll keep my acres and do all the maintenance and not have the people, because people are, well, peoply. That's true. 2 years, 100%
People are so
off grid
peoply.
now. So it's working if you do. That's right. LSE took, like, moved to, he's in Florida, like, off grid with solar, and Idaho is cool, but way too cold. It's not that bad. Okay, yeah, it does get cold in the winter, but where we're at, it's super far southwest. I mean, I'm almost in Oregon. I can get to Oregon in 30 minutes from here. It is not, yeah, it's not bad at all. Yeah, I just looked, I think, yesterday, and I can get to Portland's a 6-hour drive from me. So, I mean, it's not right up the road, but, you know, that's, so. Okay, I'm looking now for a socket set screw. Where in the world is this massive socket set screw?
Show me. Show me. A socket set screw?
Yeah, so it's like a grub screw, basically, it looks like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is...
That's gotta be in this, right here. I got it, dude. I got it.
Yeah, you got it?
I found it, yeah, socket set
was
screw.
It was probably with the actual, was it in the hardware bag? I don't think so.
Hardware too, fastener too.
Okay, it is in the fasteners bag.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know, and again, like, I don't think most people would care, but I geek out on this stuff, like when they were deciding like how to pack stuff, right? Like what the order, because you kind of have to, you know, like the manufacturing choices, like how to package things, like doesn't necessarily happen simultaneously to like when the build guide is being developed, right?
Sure.
So in a perfect world, you know, you would have everything bagged according to, you know, every step along the way, and it mostly is, but not always, huh?
No, yeah, it seems to me, the vibe I'm getting is that the first fastener bag is sort of like the stuff that's used all over the place, so like all of your M3 hardware. And fastener bag 2 seems like specialty stuff. So it's like, it's the power terminal screws, it's the really set screws. So I think that's the sort of, but then
sometimes the really specialty stuff is like in the electronics box, or it's in the, you know, some, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Everybody likes a good mystery.
Yeah.
This goes to there.
Everybody's like, okay, Pooch, nobody cares.
No, I care.
All right.
I care.
Fine. You got something better to talk about? You guys tell us, if you don't like it, you tell us what else we can talk about.
Hey, we need IKEA, okay. 30 minutes from Oregon. Portland is in Oregon. Best
That's
bagels
true.
in Portland. I won't mention the size of Oregon. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm so 30 minutes from Oregon and 6 hours from Portland. I just looked because I guess he's announced it, but it seems like Alan Mandic is moving to Oregon. It seems like.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, he said he announced it on stream. I've chatted with him quite a bit just via DMs, and I've been on a call with him once before, but I'm looking forward to meeting him in person because he's going to be at the Fabrico. Well, he's going to Rocky Mountain, and he's hanging out at the Fabrico booth for a bit as well. So looking forward to finally just being able to say hello.
Yeah, you'd like him. I mean, well, you know, these are our people, so
yeah, yeah.
Like I'm hard pressed imagining you like not getting along with anyone. I mean, you're just like such a such a chill dude.
You gotta really be like, there's gotta be really something special about you for me not to.
A special breed of terrible for Daniel not to get along with you.
A lot of things like I can really just be like, yeah, it's okay. Maybe I'm not, you're not my favorite cup of tea, but I'm still so. But yeah,
I'll be nice to you. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's my mom, dude. My mom is like the sweetest person in the world. Like just the Swedish, like never like Swedish. Oh, she's so sweet. And so I think it's I blame my mom for the
your
way
niceness.
Yeah, dude. My dad's nice too. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying my mom, like everyone meets like, oh, your mom's so sweet. I'm like, I know. I know she is.
You're like almost apologetic about
it. Well, just
You know what? I'll bet she'll take that, right? She's like,
sure.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
I'll be known for giving you your niceness. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What's the alternative? You being no mom wants to like feel like their son turned out like a grump.
A jerk. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's a total jerk.
Let's see. Slide the PG ring on the adapter. Note there's a chamfer on one side of. Oh, the side must be facing. Okay, there's a chamfer. Chamfer. Oh, interesting. On the teeth, there's a chamfer.
Let me see. Bring it down.
So it looks like this guy. So it looks like there's one side that has like a ring on it, and I think it's the ring side that needs to be facing.
Make note of that. That's an important.
Grasp the entire assembly in one hand with their hand, slide it. Yeah. So if I'm looking at the teeth, actually, no. So it's not. The ring side is not. Doesn't have the chamfer. No, this side has the chamfer. Other side has the chamfer on it. It's kind of tricky to see. I'm surprised they didn't stamp like a dot or something like that. Like just like, you know, like a tiny dot.
Yeah, give you an indicator.
Yeah, like since they're punching brass through it, I would think, I mean, maybe they can't because I don't know, but I would think that just like a tiny dot, the side of the dot facing, because I mean, again, like I've got, you know, glasses and bright lights, but if I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be hard for somebody that might be a little more visually impaired, huh?
Yeah.
It's a good note.
Yeah. That's my feedback.
Or just chamfer both sides. Yeah, zombie, that's a good point. I mean, I'm gonna guess there's a reason that they don't do that. I don't know if it's like critical to the operation of the orbital gear train.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it wants. Yeah, chamfer side. Oh wait. The following instructions need to be done correctly and carefully. I want to make sure I don't screw up the extruder because that's kind of a key part. Attach the PG assembly adapter on the PG assembly. Okay, so the adapter must be the printed part is what we're calling it. Do not assemble the gearbox without the PG assembly adapter. This tool is intended to ensure the gears are correctly fit together. Slide the PG ring onto the adapter. There's a chamfer on the side of the
Yeah, they knew.
It must be facing down. Oh, it must be facing down. So away from. Wait.
You got the PG one because we know you're like, you know, this is a chill stream. You're tame like it's for kids and stuff.
So I gotta pop this back out. It seems like. So it looks like chamfer needs to be the other direction. So it says this side must be facing down. So again, if we've got a chamfer on this side, it's now facing downwards. So, and then we're pushing it down. Okay. Yeah, I think this part is the only part where I'm giving feedback because I feel like it's a little bit confusing. The teeth.
I thought I was going to be able to catch you, but I had too many false starts of my own.
Oh yeah,
I'm just getting to extruder now. But I'm about...
You're about out of time, right?
Ready to sign off. Yeah, it's volleyball night, baby.
Oh, dude. Are you going to be upset if I go a little bit further on the next shooter and we kind of
I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad. No, of course not, man. This is your build. I'm your guest. I'm having fun. You keep me motivated to keep building. We have some fun, witty banter, cheeky shenanigans, as we said yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
No, you should keep going. If you're in the zone, man.
Yeah, I at least feel like I got to get done with the next shooter. Like I'm so in it, or at least maybe not get done with. I'm looking at the bar on the side here, but at least make a little bit more of a dent in it, and then we'll regroup. I think if next week works out for you, I think that we could wrap it up probably in that one.
Totally.
One more
no, this is great. I'm actually glad you kind of kept chugging along because it can drag on a bit too long sometimes. So it's like,
I'm known to do that, and I was like, I don't want that to happen with this. Ballistic Tech's asking, is Pooch in Volleyball League? Do you play or are you watching?
Yeah, no, I play.
Oh,
so this is just a pickup. So I'm not doing league play right now, but I do league as well. I just do co-ed. It's like beer league, you know. It's not super competitive, but I've played volleyball for a long time and I love it. Indoor grass, sand, but this is indoor.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. I'm glad he asked. I just assumed you were going to watch, but you're actually playing. That's sick. That sounds fun.
Oh, I love it. It's so funny. I never played like competitively really, but it was like I got into rec league like when I was just doing co-ed in college. And then like everywhere I've lived, I just kind of like find a little group that plays, and it's a great way to stay active and
totally, man.
Do some jumping and, you know, hopefully not hurt myself. So anyway, dude, thank you so much for having me on, and like keep kicking butt, and
I will.
I'll check in on you when I get back, and you'll have to let me know where you end up.
I'll shoot you a photo of what I end up getting through, man. But have fun. I will talk to you later on then.
Nice. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, Pooch.
See ya.
Talk to you later, man. All right, I think if I go to this view, there, yeah, I should be good. Cool. So now we're back to just regular camera. So I want to now that hold on, let me take my AirPod out. I want to look through this extruder part one time, guys. So this can only go on one direction, so I'm not worried about this adapter, but it's this piece here. So the teeth on here, let's go zoomed in. So you can see there's one section where there's a chamfer to it. And it looks like it's saying chamfer on the one side of the PG ring. That side must be facing down. So it looks like it would be facing opposite direction of this, and this is going to be pushed downward like that. The weird thing is, stop on the surface, the gears are approximately flush. Okay, let's try this again. I felt like I was having resistance, and that was throwing me off there. You slide the gears into the chamfer. Slide the gears into the chamfer. It says the opposite. Zombie. Ooh. This makes it look like if you look at this photo, in this orientation, the chamfer is facing upwards. But then it says to push it downwards, and you're going in a downward motion. So, like, this is what it looks like to me. It looks like it's saying, so if this is, let me look at this piece one more time. Flat on this side, chamfered on that side, and it says chamfer facing downwards, and then the gears go into it like this. So you're sliding it in with chamfer opposite side. Whatever side the gears enter, there needs to be a chamfer. Isn't there an arrow pointing the chamfer? So it doesn't look like that's what it's pointing towards. The arrows here are blue, and it says stop on the surface of the gears are approximately flush with the surface of the ring. So it looks like that's pointing out it needs to be flush. Yeah, so you can see it here. Chamfer needs to be on this side. So let's see. Let's see if I go like this. I feel like the instruction here needs a little bit of clarity. There we go. To me, it looks like this guy goes in like this, which I'm going from the non-chamfered side. It's confusing. You're not pushing, you're pulling. Wait, what? Don't push, pull. Okay, let me stop what I'm doing then. Grasp the entire assembly with one hand so that it can be rotated with the other hand. Slide the PG ring onto the assembly in a wobbling motion. A quarter turn is enough. Okay. So chamfer side is this side. It's got to be. So chamfer side, yeah, so this is right. This is right. So you're saying pull the ring. I don't understand. It went in so easy the first time when it looked like it was wrong. And now it does not want to go back in. Okay, we did it. So this seems right. Let me also put music back on. So this seems right. Gears are in place. Chamfer is on this side, not on the back side. Back side's flat, and we're in. right? Does anybody have any reservations to that? That seems right. Probably multiple ways to do it, but that's what they intend. Attach it onto the extruder motor shaft. Okay. I don't think you can really mess it up. All right, good. I just think the instructions need a little bit of clarity because they're so specific about that chamfer. This also doesn't want to stay like this. There we go. Now I haven't put a screw into it yet, so it's kind of free floating. And then we are putting this guy down. Let's see. Maintain the position of the PGA assembly and attach to the extruder. Very gently and freely rotate the whole assembly. What? Very gently and freely rotate the whole assembly until it drops down so there is no gap between the assembly. Do not push assembly. Yeah, I agree. I think that if they had a second picture, it would help clarify it a bit. This doesn't want to drop down. Why? I'm assuming it's because I don't have this lined up very well. There, what? No? Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's because the things aren't bolted in, so it's kind of free spinning. I think they mention it so much because our natural tendency is to use chamfer as a crotch. They remind us not to. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be why. I just want to make sure, like, because this is the, you know, the tool head, it's one thing to, like, I don't know, slightly do something differently in another part that might not be as important, but with this, I'm like, I want to make sure that the tool head is performing how it's supposed to, and I'm not the reason why it's not. So it looks like there's a little something on there. Okay, so this looks good. It's a cool extruder design. Puts the drive gear between the reduction gear and motor. Yeah, it's the Nextruder is one of the. I mean, I think the Toolhead is probably the thing that I've been the most excited about with the Mark IV since launch. Really, I'm just like, it feels like a lot of time and thought went into it, and it's not really like any other extruder I've seen or Toolhead. How I can watch Enderwire Final. Enderwire Final is going to be happening. I'm not exactly sure the date on that yet, so I will let you know. Every time I type something help, you manage halfway through me typing. Keep it in your toes. Okay, so let's check this. So we've got remove the PG adapter, attach the PG assembly back on it to verify that all parts are properly seated, rotate assembly adapter. Be easy to rotate without having to exert much force. And remove it. Okay, so it's saying install it again, rotate it again, and then take it off. So let's drop. Is that? No. Yeah. Yeah, it feels fine to me. Okay. There must be a minimal gap between the ring. Yeah, I don't think we have any gap. Yeah, it's sitting flush. Insert the idler. Okay, so we need. Looks like the idler is going down here, and it's gonna be. So the part that's sticking up is gonna go right here. There we go. Neat. Okay. Hold the brass part, make sure it spins well. Yeah, it does. Wait, hold the brass part. You're saying don't let the brass part spin? Or no? Oh, snap. Yeah, that is what you're saying, I think. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, it takes quite a bit of resistance, which I'm assuming is the gear reduction. But it feels good. It feels good. Okay, that's in place. Now it says to secure both parts with the socket set M325, don't over tighten. This is kind of weird too. There's another instruction. So insert this, which we did, and it looks like it's supposed to pop through the brass. So it seems like no, that's not possible for it to pop through. At least. Oh, is it the set screw? That's what it is. Oh, it's the okay. No, it's the socket set screw that we're using. There we go. Okay, so socket set through screw goes through here, goes through there, and goes into there. And we need a tiny little Allen key. Let's see. Big. Don't forget the place on a lubricant to the tip of the zip tie and then spray lubricant over the gears. Okay, so that's after this, it looks like. Is it the same lube that we used for the bearings earlier, or is there a different bottle of lube? This needs... Do not over tighten the screw protrudes from the keyring after tightening. Okay. I don't know how much it protrudes, right? Oh shit. I'm not sure how much it's supposed to stick out. Like, I don't want to... Let's see. Yeah, that feels about right. Like, I'm not going tighter than that. I don't want to strip it. Lube after. I ran out of lube on the first step. I had to use my own. I went really light with the lube because it specifically said less is more. So I've got quite a bit of it. I can use a tiny bit. I think all I'm gonna need it for, right, is this and then probably the Y bearings. Place on a lubricant all around the ring. Yeah, I've got a bunch of lube left actually. I also don't know how much I'm supposed to really apply. I've never taken it apart for Prusa if I can help it. So I went a little heavy. Gotcha. Feels like enough on that side. I put about 10 times that much. Did you really, dude? I feel like it doesn't need it. I want to rotate it too. Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a bit of lube left, so I'll go a little bit. I'll definitely go a little bit heavier. Middle part too? Okay. There's a bunch in here. It will spread out fine as it runs. Yeah. Okay, this will be my last little bit here. I think that's plenty. Yeah, I think that's plenty. I see it kicking up lube as it's going, so, or grease as it's going. I don't know if I use that much across 5 tool heads. I mean, it does look like, if you look at the photo here, they do cake on a fair bit. Like I mean, I used a bit more than that for sure, but I mean, they put a decent amount on here, so I don't think it'll be an issue. Okay, using a paper towel, wipe off excess on the front faces. Cool, we've still got our paper towels out. Quickly wipe down. All right. Cover it. Sweet. Take the PG case and make sure the spacer is already inserted in the part. There is a spacer. It looks like they changed the spacer from the time they made this guide. The color of the plastic ring might be okay. Here we go. Properties the same. Cover the planetary gear and secure with M325s. Do not over tighten. Okay. The lube is there for your comfort. Anyone get commercials? Are you getting KY ads? Every Prusa I've ever seen has enough lube. Every Prusa I've seen never has enough lube. I'm always really like sparing with the lube. I don't know why. Zombie, thank you for the banana. I need a banana sound, dude. I'll just scroll for you. I like this print on the front. It looks nice. I'm going to be broke if you stream every day. I'm not gonna stream every day, man. Normally this is like such an exception. And it's just like, well, you know, Aaron's gone, Jackson's gone. I'm either gonna stream. I have so much stuff I want to do. I'm either gonna be streaming or watching like people run electrical through their house or watch fish videos. I was like, I'm gonna stream, man, because there's just so much. Like, there's quite a few builds sort of hitting all at the same time, and so I can't do my normal, you know, 1 build per quarter of the year. Like, I don't have the time. I wish I had the time. So, plus I have a big project for this. I need to print out a bunch of PTG, and I'm hoping to basically get this built and just let it rip with printing PTG part after PTG part after PTG part. You're not over tighten, okay. Probably plenty tight at this point then. Okay, that looks good. Looks nice. Pretty looking full head. For the following, prepare these pieces. Okay, so we are, where's these little parts? I keep misplacing things, which is, oh, there we go, here we go. So there's the last 3 little parts here. So many things to do before Rocky Mountain. I'm working on the micron tool changer tonight. Yeah, I'm super. You're gonna bring that then? Wait, are you driving then? Wait, how can you be? Are you flying? Are you shipping? What are you doing? How are you getting things there? Okay, so we need some parts. Those are M330s. 2 M330s. Bam. We need our spring. Where's our springs at? There should be two springs somewhere around here that I didn't use yet. We need these. One of these guys. Spacer. What did I do with those springs? There they are. Spring. So we got spring, spacer. We need M320s, which I think are these guys. M320s, and then we need some lock nuts. Luggage, YOLO. You're gonna carry it on? Or just check your printer? Are you gonna do sort of the Pelican case thing like I've seen a few people do? So the goal is to bring the micron tool changer then, that's the main thing? I'm gonna take it back home with me. Yeah, zombie's not close. Zombie is not close to Rocky Mountain. Alright, so for our swivel guy, grabbing one of these. We are taking our M320. Then we're getting our spacer. From the other side, attach. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the second swivel goes on here. Like this. Maybe. There we go. And then we need a lock nut. Does it matter? I just realized that these aren't the same. Oh no, they are. They are. I lied. I bought a specially large luggage that fits perfectly. That's awesome. I'm super excited to see it. Yeah, I see now why you're wanting to get it done then, if that's the thing you plan on bringing. There's a whole pond I'd have to fly over if I wanted to go. It's worth it. I don't know. So there's side attached. Hold the nuts using the universal wrench and tighten. Okay. So I need our little wrenches. I haven't gotten to use these yet. Nope. Yep. Okay. Kind of neat little wrench. And then I think this is the. Wait, this is also. Where's our little Allen key? There's a torque bit. There we go. I don't know. That might have tightened it too tight. It's slight at an angle now. Maybe I'll back it off of here. It says don't over tighten. Whether we need to catch up on your tool changer. Yeah, I think he's got three tool heads running smoothly on it now. Insert the idler nut into the swivel. Make sure that both parts are oriented according to... Okay, so... Looks like this goes in like this. Yeah, I don't think I can go tighter than that with that nut. I'm gonna break the part. There we go. Okay. Another screw. Wait, did I need the second one? I did need a second one. I thought I took out. There it is. The regular cell changer will be finished after. I haven't been posting much on YouTube, just need to get it done at this point. My kit got delivered today, super excited. I'm gonna start on it once I get home from work. Oh, you're Mark IV? It's been a really fun build. It has been a really fun build. Okay, so the spacer must rotate freely, and it is rotating freely, so we haven't screwed anything up too bad here. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna do a hair tighten, do a hair more on this guy. Now that everything's in place, I just want to make sure it's not gonna, oh shoot, I want to make sure it's not gonna come out. It's probably fine, but I want to make sure. Mark IV, first deep in a while, nice. Are you gonna start building it tonight, or I feel like that seems like what you're saying. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting with this. How has yours been, Zombie? I know initially you had some weird stuff, and then I know you had like the print quality issue was related to the lead screw, but ever since that, has it been just cranking away? Gas fuels. It's free spinning. We're gonna leave this. I'm happy with it. We'll leave this part for the folks. So this is how this looks. Now it says, no, we did that. That was the idler nut. Yep. Mounting the idler swivel assembly. So we're taking our two longer screws. And we are putting a spring. Oops, put a spring on each of these guys. Okay. Now what are we doing? Okay, so we are taking the main assembly, it looks like. You cannot see that. The black on black is really hard to see. Did I miss anything interesting? Not really. I fumbled a little bit on the gearbox. It was a little bit confusing to me, the instructions, but nothing crazy. I probably made a bigger deal out of it than needed. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing something wrong. So I took a little extra time on that. But other than that, no, it's been pretty smooth sailing. I'm trying. My goal is to finish. We'll see how much. It's 8 o'clock here. I've got to make spaghetti at some point here for dinner. Tighten both screws. Let's see. Attach the idler cylinder screws. See the correct orientation. Okay, so it looks like this piece that we just made is going on here like this. No. Like this. Screw heads up. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. That seems backwards. Seems like it needs to be facing this way. That feels right. Yeah, I think this is right. So the angle it should be at is facing, like leaning more that way than leaning that way. So this seems good. And this is just threading into plastic. Stop tightening as soon as the screw tips reach the front face of the idler nut. Okay. Good night. Hey Lisa, morning comes early here. Thank you for hanging out. Have a great night. Thank you guys. Didn't know he was. Yeah, there's quite a few builds kind of coming up, and I really wanted to make some more progress on this guy, so. Pooch was here too. We hung out for a while. I still am not convinced I'm doing this right. This seems wrong. This seems wrong. You only missed 2.5. Yeah, we made some good progress. So this is going like this. It's either sitting like that. It cannot. Okay, there's only one way it can go. It has to go like this. So this is the correct way, but it seems it's a little bit tricky to get the screw started on it. Let me see, maybe if I hold it like this. Yeah. Is there a trick to this that I am not getting? I think like holding it against my belly might be the answer. Since we're threading into plastic, you just kind of have to, there we go. I have to be able to apply a little bit of force to it to get it started. Okay, I got it. I got it. The Nextruder has active flow compensation. I don't think it has active flow compensation. I know that, so it's, I believe that they said that with the load cell that they have the, hold on, I should make sure. So this needs to be flush with the end of here. I believe with the load cell that they have the ability in the future to be able to detect sort of back pressure, and they can potentially do things in real time with that. But I don't believe that's implemented yet. Right now, the load cell, as far as I'm aware, is strictly for first layer calibration. Okay, that looks good enough to me. Roughly, so it's roughly flush with the face of this. It's 10 o'clock and yeah, I just realized that, yeah, on the East Coast, but for both Florida and Maine, you guys are at 10 o'clock. Okay. Next up, we got to get native support for load cells. Oh, I know. I went down a rabbit hole the other day because there's a project or a product that I haven't really played around with yet, but I got it in, and I'm like, dude, this product needs load cell. Needs a load cell. And I saw that somebody got the Nextruder working natively with Clipper. There was a 2.4 mod for the Nextruder, but it only works with the load cell board on the Nextruder. So it seems like there's quite a few people working on implementations for more standard load cells, but it doesn't look like it's there yet. But it seems like it's getting close. But yeah, to me, that's the natural progression of where, like, that's what's coming next, and I can't freaking wait for it. Germany, wow. Are you normally a night animal, or? I haven't been up till 4 a.m. in a very, very long time. Grub screw, small grub screw. I didn't see those. Small grub screw. Small grub screw. No. No. Oh, could this be it? This isn't that small. Oh, no, there's two of them. That's why. Yeah, this is it. Oh, cool. Both of you guys. That's funny. Both you guys are in EU. All right, thermistor time. Where are you? Here you are. A little thermistor. That doesn't seem like the standard ones I'm used to seeing. I mean, same type, but it's definitely not as long. There's quite a few pull requests and branches for load cells in Clipper repo. Nothing Kevin has been comfortable merging in yet. There's a guy, Magneto X will hopefully help if their stuff can be merged. The only issue I think of with Magneto X is that I don't believe it's going to be, like, there's going to be an encoder required, which might not be that big of a deal. But the way, it's my understanding, because I was reading up on, when I went down this rabbit hole, I went from like YouTube to a forum to like GitHub, the Magneto X is not, it's interfacing with Clipper in a way that Clipper believes it's just a stepper motor, which isn't an issue. And it could be a way that we're able to use load cells sooner, but wait, what did I just say? I think I said that incorrectly. I don't know. No, I'm thinking of the linear motors are using it. So I don't exactly know. But I think that they're basically, I'm almost positive that the load cell's working in the same way, where Clipper doesn't know it's a load cell. I have the Magneto X. I could look at the config, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. My sleep schedule is a bit special, lots of stress. Gotcha. Sorry to hear that, Dim. Cool, we got 51 people hanging out. Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, smack the like button for late night Thursday streams. So, assemble the heatsink. On the extruder motor side, insert the thermistor. So we're gonna flip this over to the back side, like this. But yeah, the second there's like official load cell support, I am gonna be so jazzed. I'm gonna be so happy. All right, this guy is going in, it looks like right here. Right? Nope, that's wrong. Right here. So it slides all the way through. So that's what our set screw is gonna be for then. Oops, yeah. Little set screw, let's find the right driver. Nope, you are not the right driver. Okay, none of these are working. What's going on? Here we go. Okay, even this isn't fitting. Oh, interesting. This is Torx too. So is it this guy? So there must have been another driver, a smaller one. Let me go find it. I gotta let the puppers out soon too. You are not right. You are not right either. This looks right. Yep. Hi, Papa. Okay. Assuming we want it relatively flush, insert in the hole. Let me see, how does it look on the other side? Oh, I would go down a little bit further then. Oh, I just realized this is like a heat creep thermistor, isn't it? This is a secondary thermistor. I was like, this is way too high to be a, so this is at the top of the heatsink. So this is for us to check if we have heat creep issues. That's kind of cool. Yeah, load cells in of themselves usually require an amplifier to be read by an ADC on a microcontroller. I think most of the bed-based ones have their own dedicated boards, like the Creality K series. Gotcha. I did see when I was looking into it, talks about someone else was working on implementing the Creality ones. I ideally would like, to me, the Toolhead ones are probably the better route to go versus multiple in the bed, but I think that for the sake of like implementation, adding the load cell underneath the bed is probably easier than having to figure out how to mount them. Like Toolheads, I think would need revisions, while for a lot of beds, you can just sort of pop them in place depending on the setup. Bonus thermistor. Do you know, you probably haven't tested that out because you'd have to force a failure, but do you know if this does anything? Like, so if it triggers, like, let's say it gets beyond a certain temperature, will it pause? Will it do anything? Or right now, is it just sort of there, like monitoring? It's a cool thing. I know that the Revo Roto, or the Roto extruder from E3D also has using 2 fingers and apply more force, cause more damage with thread. Insert 2 thumb screws into the heatsink. Okay, so where only one side of these can go. Insert, do not tighten them completely. 2 turns are enough for now. Oh, so literally like 1, 2. Okay, so we're keeping these loose. I'm assuming yes. Okay. Yeah, it seems kind of it seems silly that they'd have it and have it do nothing, but I wonder if it's one of those things where they also haven't implemented in firmware yet. I don't really want to test it, but I guess, like, I mean, could just take like a blow dryer or something like that maybe and blast the heatsink and see what happens, but okay. Attaching. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, cool. We're gonna install it onto the toolhead. It makes me happy. Boom. Okay. Place an extruder onto the spacers of the X carriage. There is a cutout in the plastic part. Guide the thermistor cable through the cutout. Is it this dude? Wait. This guy? Right? It seems like that would be where it goes. Things don't seem like they're perfectly aligned. There we go. Okay. 3 M310s, these guys. That reminds me, I need to try the touchscreen in the newest firmware. Yeah, that's cool. I was knowing that I had this sitting in here. I was like, oh sweet, that'll be fun to play around with when I get to assemble it. So, oh, I was like, only 2 of the holes are recessed, but no, there's a 3rd hole in the center that I was looking at the edges. There we go. I hadn't realized that this is a hole for the... are we not aligned? What is going on? Seems like we are. Why you not go in? We are spinning, there we go. Did you see the Bondtech is working on an LGX Pro yeah, yes. I did. There's an extruder I've been waiting to hear from the developer to play around with called the I think he's calling it the Hydra extruder. That is gonna probably be much more affordable. Delilah, hey, Delilah. So I really want to play around with that, but the LGX one looks insane. It looks really good. I'm sure it's going to be a killer extruder. I don't really like the extruder on the K1. It doesn't have, like, they sort of tried to clone, in a sense, like a LGX, but they only have 1 tension adjustment, and I don't think that's great for at least certain types of filaments, specifically flexibles. I just don't think it's a good design. Honestly, the LGX does a great job with flexibles up to a certain point, but I think that having a more of a fine adjustment when you need it is better than even having some set tensions. But I think for most people, having at least the 2 set tensions of, like, you know, for rigid filaments and soft works really well. But I've tried some really soft TPU on the LGX Lite, and I did not have luck. But everything up to 85A, it performed really well. Actually, I think up to 88, it performed really well. Locate the cable channel on the left side. And pull, okay. The LGX Lite Pro seems good. Going to test it tonight, probably. Oh, you got it in? you know what retail is on it? I feel like it's expensive. They didn't even properly do proper gear mounting with the K1. Double Design says a Cyclops. Cyclops is the one I'm talking about. I don't know why I said Hydra. Cyclops is the one that I'm waiting on, Double Design. He reached out to me some months ago when it was in like early beta and said once he had them in the States with like a reseller that he would ping me. So I probably should reach out to him. I just haven't. It's been busy. Okay, cable goes through. There looks like there's a channel. Looks like this guy right here is our channel up. And it goes into right above the big guy. So right here. Looks like it goes in like this. Kind of awkward to get. Let me see. Come on, buddy. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of tough to get it to stay in this channel. It kind of worked. Let's see if I press. I think once we have, I'm assuming we're going to be running the other Hotend wires through there, and once we have that, I think we'll stay in. Late for my. Have a great night, zombie. I'll try to stop by. I'm planning on making some spaghetti and doing some video work after this and watching some electrical / fish videos, but I'll try to stop by on my phone and say hello. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good stream as well. All right, next up we need a Hotend fan. It looks like it's this big guy. And then M318s, which are these two. Yep. Two M318s. Attach the Hotend fan onto the heatsink with the two M318 screws. Okay, so it looks like fan wire needs to be going out the bottom left. So like this. And we're gonna attach it to, there's a sticker on the Hotend fan. The sticker must be on the rear side, yes. Cable must, yeah, cool. Seem like pretty long screws for this fan, but that's what it says. It's starting to look like a thing. I don't know how much more we've got, but Extruder looks like it's pretty much fully assembled, and now we're working on the Hotend, which is kind of a unibody setup, so I don't think we'll have to do a whole lot. Okay. So fan cables, guide the fan cable between the thumb screws under, wait, what? So it goes in between the thumb screws and then into the same channel. Between the thumb screws. Okay, so tighten this one hair more. This is going through here into that same channel, which is good because it'll help keep the, hopefully help keep the thermistor in place. Man, this is such an awkward angle. I'm gonna shove my head over here. I don't understand. The last little flathead or something. Push these in. Only 17 more steps. Yes, snack time, dudes. I don't want. Well, I do want gummy bears, but I really want spaghetti, man. Spaghetti sounds good. Yeah, I don't understand why these wires are not wanting to go in here. Definitely don't want to put too much pressure on them. There we go, I think. MacBoy Pro. Thank you very much for the 20 gifted memberships. Man, I'll do cheer, air horn, and I wonder what's for dinner.
What's for dinner?
Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you for the support. There's a lot of memberships. Awesome. How's your night going? There we go. I got it in. It's sort of the angle I had it going. It's gonna be a lot of pop-up. All right, this is going into the bottom left here. Bam, all right, that is in. Interesting, yes, Hotend assembly time. Okay, sweet. So this is the, for anyone that hasn't seen this, I know a few people here at least have this printer, or, hey Norton Tech, how's it going? So this is the sort of Hotend assembly, which kind of reminds me of Revo, but also kind of doesn't. It doesn't have threads on it. It's completely smooth. You got your heat block, your heater cartridge is going downwards vertically into it. It's cool looking. I'm probably gonna swap pretty quickly to a 0.6 though, so I've got a ton of repetitive, not high tolerance prints that I need to knock out. So a 0.4 is probably a little, I'll keep it on for like the initial prints just to, you know, show it printing, but after that I think I'm going 0.6. All right, so this says the word does it say hot to go forward. Guide the Hotend cables freely to the left. We're going, let's zoom out a little bit here. Looks like the hole is right here. Right? Yep. Push the Hotend assembly all the way to the heatsink. There should be approximately a 2mm gap between the heat sink and the brass part of the nozzle. Okay. While pushing the Hotend assembly in, firmly tighten both. Oh, the thumb screws are what keep this in place. No kidding. I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it is like a toolless swap then. For some reason, I was expecting us to insert a set screw, so I'm just kind of loosely. It's also not. Yeah, stream's been going good. I've been live for 3 hours, right? Is that? I think that's right. My clocks are all messed up. We've had 2 power outages in the last week, and so like the computer should be cracked, but like all the appliances and stuff in the house are. I didn't correct them because I just corrected them from the last outage. I'm like, man, I'm gonna give it a day to think about what they've done, and then I'll correct it. But yeah, I've had 2 outages this week. I'm just like, man. Close. Okay, cool. Close to hours. So I think that's roughly straight. I mean, it shouldn't have to be that specific. I've never been that specific with any other Hotend, but I don't know how tight they need to be. I mean, I'm not going to torque down on them. It seems like it's probably fine. They're not wiggling. That seems good. And it seems relatively centered. So there's a printed tool to hold the block bearing nozzle spot. Now, I saw a post going around on Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it nowadays that there was some kind of tool. So is that what it was? It's a nozzle holding thing. So while you're working on it, it just kind of keeps it in place. Simon, hi from the UK. Hello, thank you for stopping by. Okay, orient the Hotend so that the hot symbol's on the front. Great, we did that. Guide the Hotend thermistor through the cable channel in the X carriage. Sweet, so it's all going through the same area. This wire is already going. This one's already going where it needs to go. There we go. This one is almost going where it needs to go. These feel kind of like long wires. There's definitely some slack. Let's see, like this. It's not terrible, but I want to make sure I'm not going to catch. Oops, you guys can't see what the heck I'm doing. I'm zoomed in too far. Sorry. The new copper part should barely be visible. The copper part. Yeah, you mean the copper part up top, right? So what's into the, yeah, it's like, it says 2 millimeters, and I mean, I can hardly see it. So I'm going to say it's somewhere between 1 to 2 millimeters. We had 2 power outages last week too, so I get the feeling. Yeah, the first outage, I instantly was like, cool, I'm correcting the microwave, correcting the oven, and then yesterday happened, I'm like, man. So I'll fix it. I will fix it before Aaron comes home, because otherwise she'll be like, really, you left it? For Mr. Okay, top here. Yeah. This one goes on the very top left. This one has a lot of slack, more so. Oh, it's also not going through. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. There's a little bit of wire there. Okay, so there's one more plug, which must be our final fan. It's gotta be what it is. Yep, final fan. Cool. So, is it the camera angle that's making it look like the block is really close to the carriage? Maybe? Oh, this block? It is really close to the carriage. It is really close to the carriage. Let me... Let's see if I can get you sort of a side angle. That's probably the best angle I'm gonna be able to get you. So it is quite close. It is quite close. There's a gap, but it's not, I would say it's a 5 millimeter gap, if I had to guess, roughly. I don't think, am I wrong, or is this part not in PETG? I thought I was told that a couple parts aren't PETG, they're ASA or something like that. Okay, let's take out our fan pieces. Fan pieces are out. Let's get out our blower fan. This is a big old blower fan. Hey, BBs. Happy Thursday. highly unconventional stream time. Okay, so yeah, this is a big old, what is this? Delta 5518? Is that what it is? It's a 5518? Sounds about right. Oh, you can see my greasy fingers on it. All right, insert the magnet in the pocket. Oh, let's get all the parts out we need. So M330, so here's an M310, 2 M310s, 2 M36s. Okay. M330, which those are still in a big bag, I think, somewhere. Is this it? M330? Nope, M325. You must be M330, yep. To be fair, my first MK3 Special had the Pinda melt. The replacement that came with my MM2 had a few melty spots. The replacement that came with your MM2 has interesting. Okay, the last thing we need are magnets, and I don't know. Oh, they must be in here, right? Yeah. Magnets. Cool. Okay. First thing we're doing is insert the magnet into the pocket of the inside of the door. Okay. That is going to be this piece. So it looks like the pocket right here, so just one of them. I assume just one. Wow, these are these are pretty strong. There we go. No. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun to get in. There we go. Okay, that's snapped in place. My MMU just came with up-to-date printed parts for the Toolhead. Oh, cool. Have you had luck with the MMU2S? I haven't really heard great things about MMU in general. There's like a few people that seem to be the MMU whisperers, and that's really it. I'm curious about the MMU3 though. Arrange the printer fan as seen in the, okay, so this needs to be like this. Let me zoom out a little bit. So we have this guy like this. I'm also gonna bring you guys higher up. Yeah. Cool. So fan is like this. And then this cable is going to be ran up here through this channel. It looks like there's another channel and it pops out through there like that. Cool. Oh, what's the spacing supposed to be? Guide the cable, keep a small gap. I don't know if that was a small, I think I did a pretty good job there. That seems about right, maybe. Turn the fan around and attach it. And then pull, okay, cool. So let's flip this guy like this. Did I screw up? No, that seems right. Pull the cable through. There we go. Is this just threading into plastic? Yeah, it looks like it. Turn close. Okay, so we're just threading M36s in the plastic. The MMU3 works great on the MK3S Plus and on the Mark IV Suite. Is it out yet? Like, I know that people have been beta testing it for a while, but is it out? Like, are they shipping? You got one coming, Luke, right? I have my MMU2S working well on MK3S that went over to Eagle Diesel. I'm waiting on MMU3. Yeah, I thought I saw you comment that you had ordered one or that you were looking forward to playing around with it. I'm curious as to what the recommendation is for the buffer system. Does Prusa have a buffer system that they're recommending to use with it? It worked fine for years until one day it didn't. I'm still waiting for the MMU3 upgrade since my Mark III is a Mark IV. Nice. Oh, I screwed up. What the heck? A second here. There we go. Nope, I am not doing this well. What's going on? There we go. I had to put a little bit of force to get it to start self-tapping. I think we just started shipping MMU3. Okay, cool. They started shipping last week. I've been using it for a while. Beta. Okay. Hello. Yep. I am up late today. Yeah, the plan was just to finish up the Z-axis, and then Pooch hit me up earlier and was like, "Hey, you want to stream for a bit?" And I said, "Yeah, I was like, I'm already planning on it for a little bit." And then I was gonna stop with the Nextruder because I didn't want to get too far ahead of him. But I mean, he's built tons of Mark IVs and stuff, so he said to keep going. So figured I'd get through the Nextruder, and then I'm hoping he'll be available next Wednesday to do like a final hoorah, where we'll basically do LCD screen, bed, and the initial setup and print, and then we sort of make it a 2-stream series, even though it's really be 4 streams. So let's see. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm hungry now. That's my biggest complaint about this, is that I need food, but it's going well. Okay, so this says turn the fan door assembly. Shown attach the fan shroud to the fan door and align the holes in both parts. So it looks like this guy. Okay, so this is definitely, okay, this is not, okay, I was wrong. So the other part was not another material, but this is clearly not PTG. This is how the PTG printed parts, nope, that's a fan. This is how the PTG printed parts look, and this has got to be like either, it's carbon fiber, so it's either CF, like ABS, CF ASA, or CF PC, I don't know which one, but so they did do higher temp for the fan shroud to keep it from melting. I thought I had heard that, but yeah, this one I can confirm. So this is gonna go like this, it looks like. Yep, that seems right. And then screws are gonna go front down, and these are M310s. Sweet. Yeah, it could be ASA. Oh, was it? Mark III had it too? Like, I didn't realize that. I built the Mark III's Plus and didn't remember that. I mean, it's been a long time, but I've made a big dent in the wiring harness for the black box. Molex, LG, and KT pins are awesome. Are those, I don't even know what those pins are. Are those just larger pins than usual? Fan shroud is ASA or PC. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a carbon-filled one. I can see that. It's got the sort of matte, fibrous look to it, which looks really good. I'm a big fan of the aesthetic of carbon-printed parts. They're pretty. But you need to use ASA instead of PTG for parts that may end up in an enclosure. Oh, Duet 3D board. That's right. I forgot it's Duet. How far are you from completion, Luke? Is it basically just electrical and then tuning, like calibration? I know I watched part of the frame. I needed the frame, and I think you assembled all the tool heads as well. I remember seeing that you posted you did the motions. I feel like you've got to be somewhere around there then if you're doing that. The Mark IV fan shroud is fine. The Mark III one drooped over the years. Okay. Ooh, another magnet. It's recommended to prepare this permanent. Okay, we'll do that. So that way I make sure I get the magnet's polarity right. There. Slowly get the free magnet close to the magnet fan door and find out which two sides are attracted. Mark the sides that are attracted to each other. Okay, so let's do that. Permanent marker. I have screwed up quite a few printed projects by guessing on the polarity or thinking that yeah, that's what it was, I remember, and then it's not, and I'm like, no, I super glued it into place. So we will use a Sharpie. Wiring enclosure, at least the left side panel, and water cooling. Nice. Yeah, I'm super excited to see you're playing around with that, like once it's up and running, and also I know Steve's starting in the next, I think, month or two here. I don't know exactly. Mark the signs that are attracted to each other. Locate the hole for the magnet on the left side of the carriage. Oh, sweet. Okay, so there's a pocket. There is a pocket. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, the black on black again, but right here is a pocket for the magnet. Before inserting the magnet, double check the marked part is facing you. Insert the magnet into the hole. Push the magnet all the way down. Cool. Okay, so we want Sharpie mark facing towards us, as it is, and then we are going. Oh, that slides in really easily. Cool. We are all the way in. Fun. I love magnets. Magnets are freaking cool. Attaching the fan door. Attach the fan door hinges onto the counterpart in the X carriage. Okay, so we've got hinges here, and we've got hinges here. So these are just going to mate with each other like so. Nice. What's going on with my fan cable? Cool, okay. So that's like that. M330, cool, we have that. It's top down, is that right? Yep, top down. Like so. It reminds me I need to redesign a part cooling duct for one of my printers. That's what I'm here for. My Mark III never saw an enclosure, but I did print nylon and PC. Okay, I just printed some higher temp stuff. When I had the Mark, whoa. Okay, I think I did that too tight. Yeah. Yeah, I binded the, cool, that's plenty. I imagine that's gonna loosen a bit over time. Yeah, I already feel it kind of loosening. The magnet should hold it in place though. Okay, now you could stop flopping it. All right. So we are gonna plug this guy into the only slot that it can reach, which is this guy right here. like that. Cool. Good stuff. And then the other two, so we've got, we have got one up top, which I don't know if you can really see, but it's going in right here, it looks like. Bam. And then our load cell, I think this was our load cell stuff. You can't mess these up. They're different pin counts, which is nice. So this one goes up top like this. Okay, so that's our load cell, and then the one on the bottom is the filament sensor. Turn it like this. Boom, that is in. Nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, I jumped the gun. We did the print fan already. Wiring check. I'll double check it. Why not? So up top, I mean, these ones have to be right because you can't do them wrong. That has to be right because there's only one plug for there. So the ones I could have screwed up would have been this guy, which is the print fan, which I didn't mess up. Hotend fan, which looks good. Extruder is the main cable. And then the thermistor is the little guy up here. I think I plugged everything in correctly. Covering the lub board, sweet. Sweet, okay, so we got our final two parts. Let's see. And then M310 screw. Covering the lub board side cover. Curve, okay, let's turn this. So this is what we're looking at here. Okay, curve and arrange the cables on the right side of the extruder as you see in the picture, which I think I did an okay job of that. Maybe a little more curve. Okay, and then cover it and use an M310. So this guy just goes like this. I guess I need to align this. Where's my hole? Let's see. There we are. We're a little bit higher up. I don't know if that's right. I mean, it's right, but I just want to make sure I'm aligned properly. See if this goes in. I feel like we're not quite right. Oh no, that is right. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Awesome, that cleaned that up. I don't know why, I was thinking the wires were just gonna stay like that, and I was okay with it, but I'd rather have them hidden, so this is nice. I don't need to over torque that. I mean, I also don't want it to, yeah, it's not gonna hit, so that's fine like that. We'll do one little turn for good luck. Boom. Okay, covering the top of the lub board. Let's see, this looks like it's a back view. All right, push all cables to the extruder. So looks like we want us to push them inward. So this guy needs to go in more so. I don't know if I can really I think I'm good. That feels like I shouldn't probably push it more. Slide the lub board cover on the extruder and push it all the way down. Okay. So like this. Does it go? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's just, hold on. What am I doing wrong? You are resisting. Hold on. Okay. What are we doing wrong here? I think it's just kind of tight. It feels like it's a little... There we go. Okay, there we go. What is stopping me? There's a fan. There we go. I think that... I'm going to take this off one more time. There's one cable here that feels like it... No, I think I'm just being a little kind of anal. All right, let's go again. Slop it on. Make sure the side cover doesn't stick out. It can interfere with the X idler. Okay, good to know. You mean this side cover? It looks like it's fine. I thought I just ran it to the end, but yeah, this seems fine. Are we locked in? I think we are. Yeah. Trip out. So yeah, just sort of, there's just a little tab here that holds it in place. Feels like... I don't know. It's got a little bit of play, like it can go down, but it's probably fine. I don't really have anything to compare it to. The cables on the inside here, I feel like might need to push back a bit more, but functionally, I don't think it's going to affect anything. The magnet seems like it holds it in place fine. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we are good. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Yours looks fine. Mine was sticking out a tiny bit too far. Okay, cool. Yeah, this seems like it's working. There's a little bit of pull on this fan wire, but not anything like, it's more just rubbing on the bottom of the plastic, but I don't think it's gonna have any effect on anything. That goes in fine. It seems to lock in well. Motion is buttery smooth. How does this, did I screw this up? This top piece, is it supposed to lock in differently? For some reason this feels kind of off to me. Like it looks like this should hook on that. Or maybe it's because I don't know. Does this go like that and then this goes like, no? I don't know about that. Tensioning the X-axis belt. In this step, we'll finish tensioning the belt. Wait. In this step, we will finish tensioning the belt. Please read the instructions first. Your belt might have proper tension already. There's no need to rush. First, slightly release all the screws. Oh, we're going to use the app for this? Cool, we can do that. Push them down. Push this down. It just feels like it should snap in somewhere. Like, there's down. Oh, snap. Does this lock in? No. We had it at first. I don't remember. I had it at first. Let me see a photo. Hold on. Let me look at this. Okay, so it looks like this goes all the way in, and this goes over it? No. It looks like it's supposed to go all the way in. That doesn't seem right either. Oh, you had it? Then push. So this photo... Oh, snap. You told me it goes over the full... No. That's not right. Something's wrong. The roller doesn't go over the thumb though. That's what I'm getting at. Did I install it wrong? Did I potentially install this wrong? Is your lock the wrong? I feel like it's on the wrong way around. I think it is. I think I can fix it pretty easily though, right? But it looks like it needs to flip. Yeah, like it looks like this should roll over this and lock in place here, but it doesn't. Are you saying this is on the wrong way? Yeah, I think it's the roller piece that's on incorrectly, possibly. Let me see here. Where did I put this on? Okay, so this is definitely uncorrect. I'm looking at this. This looks fine. So it's got to be this guy then, which is weird because I double checked that. Yeah. So it looks like I need to flip this guy around. So let's. We did it! Yay! Cool. I'm glad we checked that because I was like, something just feels off. It made sense to me. I was like, I'm used to sort of like on the Voron Toolhead where it pops in and then locks down. I was like, something's gotta keep tension on this, so. Sweet, at least I'm happy. Like if there was something to screw up, that was a very simple thing to screw up, so. Okay, it looks like the last thing to do is just tension the X belt, and I'm cool with doing that. Let's finish this up correctly. Yeah, teamwork. Thank you. I'm glad it was nice having multiple eyes on it because I thought I double, even triple checked that, but if, you know, of course, somehow I didn't. This step is recommended but optional. Okay, so it says in this step we'll finish tensioning the belt. Please read the instructions first. Your belt might have proper tension. Firstly, slightly release all screws holding the motor. Okay, so let's start. I turned off the music just so that way when I use the manual, when I use the tensioner, excuse me, it's not going to interfere with the audio. Okay, loosen you, and loosen you. Okay. Using a ball and driver, start tightening the screws on the rear side of the X. For optimal performance, but must have resistance when pressed. I think I'd rather do the, well, let's see. For optimal performance, the belt must have some resistance when pressed. The fingers move the extruder to the X and idler and tie the belt tension in the middle of the X axis. Yeah, let's check out this. Let's just do the tuner app.
Today we'll go over adjusting the tension of the belts on your Mark IV. Getting the tension just right can be tricky. We'll start with the X-axis, rested on top of the smooth rods. Tap the button to enable the microphone. Please strum the top belt. The app will tell you.
Cool, that looks easy enough to me. So it looks like we push the tool head all the way to the right side. So let me really quick take out my phone, take a photo. Prusa belt tuner. Cool, so we'll just go through this, I guess. So, boop. Prusa Mark IV, bam. Tap to enable microphone, allow. All right. And it said to place it on top of here. belt is... Or I guess I shouldn't talk, huh? Remove the extruder to the rightmost position. Place the microphone near the X belt. It doesn't seem like it's updating. Like now it is that I'm talking, but and I dropped my phone. What is going on here? It's saying a belt's too tight, but that's not. There's no way it's too tight. Nobody call me. Yeah, I don't understand. It doesn't feel like it's registering. Weird. I don't fully understand. I don't know. The app doesn't feel like it's working very good. I've used the guitar tuner app before. I have like a I guess I don't have it anymore. I did have an app on here that I was using. Yeah, Pano Tuner is what I was using. Weird. I don't know. I don't understand why it wouldn't be working. I've heard good things about the app too. I'm pretty sure. It seems like it's working now, so I don't know. But it doesn't seem very consistent. Like, look, I mean, it says the belt is too tight, and in my opinion, this is too loose. So, use the force. Your belt tensioning experience should get you close. Yeah, that seems really odd to me. Like that's to me that feels close to correct. It's odd though. I feel like Pooch was just talking about how it worked really well, and I've heard from others. It looks loose from here, but camera's made to store it. Yeah, the camera, it's a wide angle lens, so it's hard for I've had a few times where people are like, your frame is bent. I'm like, no, I promise it's not. It goes from 51 to 148. Yeah. Does it say what the frequency is? So is it 82 hertz is what our target is? I wonder if I close out of this. Let's see. So that consistently says 65. I've used Pano Tuner before, so I sort of trust it. Now we're at 72. What is going on? I don't understand. This is it my phone? Also tune the belt between the motor and the idler, not the toolhead. It says specific. Okay, now we're too high. That's 92. But it says specifically that it wants the toolhead all the way to the right. So if we're aiming for 82. Okay, that's 84. We're real close. Let's just go like a hair. $83.1. Don't you? That's my favorite. All right, this has got to be it. Now we're at 80. Let me go a hair more. This is it. This is the final one. Whatever we land on, we're calling it. $81.7. $81.4. We're calling it good. We're within 0.4 or 0.5 of our target, as long as 82 hertz was the correct number. Use the technique described above to test the belt is probably stretched. Grasp and hold apart of the flat exposed shaft. This will prevent it from moving. Okay. Am I wrong? And should we tighten the? We should tighten them after, right? When you achieve, yeah. Please tighten the screws again. Okay. So let's tighten these screws up. Belts are fun. Yeah. The good thing is I mean, I've almost always prior to recently just winged it, and it's been fine. But Pooch had mentioned earlier too that he felt that as we're pushing things more and more, things like having belts correct are probably more important than ever before, and I tend to agree with that notion. It might not matter that much when we were printing at 500 acceleration, 60 or 70 millimeters per second when we're going so slow, but when we are trying to go quicker, for the sake of stretching and not stretching and vibrations, like all the little details start to matter a lot more. Well, if you're off when you see it. Yeah. Someone remind me if I see an X layer shift. Remember that you struggled with the belt tensioning? Okay, this looks good. This looks really good. So let's take a final kind of look at this. Let's move our. So we got our tool head completely freaking done, which is super exciting. This is really the part. I've used MK3S pluses. I know this is a beefier frame, and I know that they've made some changes across all the printed parts and such, but like this is really the thing I'm super excited to play around with and just see what the extrusion quality is like, what the first layers are like. I'm stoked. So that was fun to put together. Overall, I would say it wasn't too complicated. Did I tighten this the whole way? Yeah, those are tight. I would say it wasn't too complicated. I mean, there's a lot of parts to it, but the only thing that really sort of choked me up was the the gear orientation was slightly off. So, although it hurts to it hurts to agree with Pooch. I was wondering if a guitar head stock tuner would be more effective than if it probably would be. So let's see what's all left. We're not going to go further than this because, again, I want to have some stuff to do on next week's stream with Pooch when we sort of conclude this. So LCD assembly. We got our LCD cable, a couple of mounted parts, a few brackets. What is this? Oh, are we grounding this LCD screen? Data cable. So yeah, basically plugging in, hooking up the screen, which has a lot of steps to it. But I don't think it's going to be, I think it's more a lot of steps because they're thorough. And it looks like, okay, so there's some routing involved with it. Connecting the PSU PE cable. Cool, so we're doing that. We haven't put on our cover for our power supply, I just realized too. I imagine there's got to be probably a cover for it. Connecting the PSU cable. Yeah, okay, cool. So there's that. Okay. So LCD screen, some wires, and then this is what? Y carriage and heat bed assembly. So I remember that. It's just, I mean, it's the same bed as the Mark 3S Plus. It's also the same bed that's on the switch wire. So strain relief. Oh yeah, last little bit of lube. Is that it? Is that it once the bed's on? Plug cables in, cover the box up, filament assembly. Dude, sick. That's it. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah, we can absolutely knock that out. So next one, oh, I have to make sure. Pooch says he thinks he's okay for next Wednesday. If he's not, probably do a different stream. Maybe we'll play around with the underwire a bit more. I need to get the enclosure on it, or I have another printer we can unbox, so we'll figure out something. But hopefully Pooch is free next Wednesday so we can wrap this up, because I really want to get printing on the filament racks, and it's a ton of parts. I've got like 5 kilograms of, or 6 kilograms of PTG that needs to get printed, so I really want to get this assembled, but I'd like to finish it with Pooch. So yeah, if we don't end up doing this, we'll probably end up doing the underwire. I have to swap out the Toolhead board, which maybe I can do over the weekend. Yeah, I can probably do it over the weekend. So anyways, thank you everybody for joining me on this Thursday evening. It's 9 o'clock here, and I know it's, if you're on East Coast, it's 11, and if you're in Europe, it's crazy time. So thank you everyone for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. It's been 3 streams in 1 week has been wild, but really fun. I don't think I couldn't do it regularly, but it's been a lot of fun for this week. So we will be streaming next Wednesday, and hopefully it'll be this, and if not, it'll be something else, but we will be finishing this hopefully in the next 7 days. So if Pooch is not available Wednesday, maybe we'll do another nighttime stream between now and then when he is free. So thank you everybody for hanging out. How many filament racks are you printing? So I can show you really quick. Hold on. Let me pop a squat really quick here and show you something. I don't think I'm making spaghetti anymore. I think I'm gonna go drive through and get a burger somewhere. I'm beyond, I'm beyond hungry. Let's see, Billy bookcase filament. Where's the one I'm looking for? Here it is. I know you guys can't see this. I'm gonna pull up the post. Here we go. Bam. So it's this guy. So it's sort of like a rep rack, but instead of on your wall, it's inside of these Billy bookcases. So I have assembled already. Part of why I'm procrastinating is I have to cut out part of the bookcase because one second here. There we go. So I've assembled 2 of them in the corner over there. I have a 3rd one that's going to be going like right here, but I have my coax port for the cable for my modem, so I'm going to have to cut a slot into the back of the Billy bookcase to be able to feed that cable through. But yeah, so we're doing racks like that instead of rep racks. And let me see, I think I screwed up the angle on that. And it's a lot of parts. It's like, so these are, we need 1, 2, so 2 for each of these, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 2, 16, times 2 more, 16, 16, 32, 48. Plus, I think there's other, well, plus I plan on printing out, I don't want the conduit, so I gotta cut conduit too, but I don't want the conduit to show, so I'm gonna print out the slip racks. They're called like slip, what are they called? Slip joints? Popular. These guys. So this is going to take quite a long time to cover. I think, I mean, you can scale them, but my printer's only so tall, so I'll have to print out quite a few of these for each conduit piece. So it's going to be a pretty long project and printing thing, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to look really nice, and I'm super excited. All the filament is just stashed in this closet in here, and it's tough to find things. It's super messy, and I'm really looking forward to having the filament all in one place on that wall. So it will be it'll be fun. Yes, we are calling it. It's been, I think, 3.5 hours. I am hungry. There's a cheeseburger somewhere calling my name, so I'm gonna get going. But again, thank you everyone for hanging out and for chatting, helping me troubleshoot what was going on with that latch, all the conversation, and also there was, let me click on this too, because I want to make sure I give credit to MacBoy Pro for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. That was awesome. So until next time, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful night, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.